Opportunity is knocking at First Class Air Conditioning. Are you looking for a trade? Apprenticeship opportunities available. Good customer skills required. Please call 239-574-2500. That's 574-2500.
First Class Air Conditioning. Our name says it all.
You'd think an Army veteran with a military career including multiple combat deployments throughout the Middle East would be a great American. And you'd be right. But Joe Vanderbosch also happens to be a great dentist. An Army veteran of 8 years, Dr. Joe now makes his home in Southwest Florida, where his wife Sarah grew up.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joseph Vanderbosch, Freedom Dental on Metro Parkway in Fort Myers. In the Army, I received extra training in order to provide dental care in virtually any condition. That's why I can manage many dental treatments without the need to refer to a specialist. I served my country proudly for 8 years. Now I want to serve you in your dental needs. Special discounts for former and active military without dental insurance.
Dr. Vanderbosch provides emergency care and is now accepting new patients for cleaning, extractions, crowns, implants, and more. Find them online at freedomdentalfortmyers.com. That's freedomdentalfortmyers.com. Dr. Joseph Vanderbosch. Go to freedomdentalfortmyers.com.
Are you getting ready for the hurricane season? Here's a tip from the Florida Psychiatric Society. Think about the amount of time that people are listening to the weather and news broadcasts. One adult checking the news ought to be enough. An endless barrage of the news can add dangerously to anxiety, or sometimes it can do the opposite and make kids even indifferent to the storm. A child glued to a TV set may be a child who's terrified. Talk to them, get them to watch a movie, or do anything else like helping to prepare food.
Getting it right, all day and all night. 92.5 WFSX Estero, Fox News. Right, all along.
The capital. I'm Dave Anthony. Fox News continuing a march across Afghanistan as U.S. troops finish withdrawing this month. But White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki insists.
Ultimately, the Afghan National Security Defense Forces have the equipment, numbers, and training to fight back.
Fox's Simon Owen has an update live.
Dave, Taliban fighters have captured the city of Ghazni. It's the 10th provincial capital to fall in a week. Militants gathered at a square in the city and chanted, "God is great," in Arabic. They've raised white flags printed with an Islamic proclamation of faith. Ghazni is only 80 miles from Afghanistan's capital city, Kabul. And after the Taliban's rapid gains, US intelligence agencies are understood to have warned Kabul could be encircled and isolated within a month. Dave?
Simon, there were 135,000 new COVID cases reported in the U.S. yesterday, back to February levels. Florida's had record cases and hospitalizations. Deputy Health Secretary Shamiro Robertson tells Fox.
We make sure that people understand different things to make sure they are safe and protected. We've implemented, to make sure that vaccines are available.
As kids return to class in Florida, districts are defying Republican Governor Ron DeSantis by requiring masks in schools, and that is happening in Texas, too.
Governor Abbott is threatening legal action against Dallas mask mandates. Abbott tweeting, quote, "Any school district, public university, or local government official that decides to defy GA 38, which prohibits government entities from mandating masks, will be taken to court." And then in California, Governor Newsom makes it the first state to require teachers to be vaccinated.
Fox's Ashley Strohmeyer. Police officers recovering after being shot and wounded in Indianapolis responding to a domestic disturbance last night. The suspected gunman's dead. Fox 59 reports police believe he shot himself. America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Johnston Spinal Care, the leader in spinal decompression. Find them online at 596back.com.
Wink News, traffic.
Good Thursday morning. Off to a pretty clear start on your morning commute so far. We're dealing with one disabled vehicle along McGregor Boulevard, right between the entrances to the midpoint at Cape Coral Bridges, close to the intersection of Whiskey Creek Drive. So watch out for deputies just trying to get that cleared. Otherwise, looking quiet up and down US 41, I-75. It's running up to speed all across the area so far. We are crash-free out across Southwest Florida to start off your morning. A little bit busier on Gateway Boulevard, just north of Daniels Parkway, if you're heading through the Gateway area right now. And seeing some volume building right now along Pine Ridge Road in Naples, close to the Goodlet Frank Road and Airport Pulling Road intersections. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea, Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, happy Thursday, Southwest Florida. A dry start to the day. Temperatures will be heating up fast throughout this afternoon. We'll be back into the middle 90s with a high near 94 degrees. Thunderstorms arrive for the second half of the day, especially after 2 p.m. Look out for some periods of heavy rain and lots of lightning with these storms rolling on in from the east. Things wind down as we head into tonight. Temperatures falling into middle 70s. Kick off another dry start to your Friday with storms again for the afternoon. All eyes on Fred as we head into the upcoming weekend and its track right now looking like a rainmaker here in Southwest Florida. Also be prepared for some breezy conditions and you want to stay tuned to those updates. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
The news you need. The host you trust. Getting it right all day and all night. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
At Johnson Spinal Care 596 Back, I strive to offer the highest level of care for those suffering with back and neck problems. With unparalleled service and our award-winning non-surgical spinal decompression approach, thousands of people have chosen us to treat their back or neck problems. If you are seeking lasting relief that is proven effective without needles or surgery, then call today to see if you may be a candidate. This completely safe treatment can be effective for many conditions, including sciatica, ruptured or herniated discs, facet syndrome, compressed nerves, arthritis, and spinal stenosis. Additionally, people who had failed back surgery in the past often find incredible relief from spinal decompression. At Johnson Spinal Care, all our treatments are drug-free and non-surgical. We use new and comprehensive approaches that provide lasting relief. Johnson Spinal Care is here to serve you. Call our Medicare-friendly office today for an immediate, no-charge telephone consultation. 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
No matter what it's like outside, Train makes it comfortable inside. You can get a great deal now on a new heating and cooling system at Train. Visit traininfo.com. Visit traininfo.com to find your local dealer and more. Because it's hard to stop a train.
This week at Rockstar Harley, buy any pre-owned Harley and get a $1,500 gift card. Finance specialists on site to get you approved of any pre-owned Harley at Motown and Motor City Harley now through Sunday. At Rockstar Harley now through Sunday. The car cannot be used towards the purchase of a new Harley motorcycle.
What's up, Southwest Florida? It's your friend Tyler McCluskey here, and I'm reminding you about our new show that airs every Saturday at 11 a.m. right here on 92.5 Fox News. Every week I give you all the information you need to know about your health insurance needs. We also promote local real estate, entertainment, and have a guest host each week. Be sure to tune in live every Saturday at 11 a.m. or download our show on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. For more information or a health insurance quote, visit TylerMcCluskey.com.
Join us this Saturday at 11 a.m. for the Tyler McCluskey Show, right here on 92.5 Fox News.
Your nose is the body's air filter, the first line of defense against airborne allergens, bacteria, and viruses. You can clean your nose with Navage. Online at Navage.com.
Look and feel your best with Dr. Patrick Flaherty, hosted by me, Gina Birch. Want to hear the latest from an expert? Tune in Saturday at 10 a.m. and hear all the latest innovations in non-surgical, surgical, and lifestyle ideas to help you look and feel your best. Dr. Patrick Flaherty is known for his faces, the fabulous Azul Spa, and now you get your hour with this doctor every Saturday at 10 a.m. Dr. Patrick Flaherty's show is Look and Feel Your Best, hosted by me, Gina Birch. Tune in this Saturday at 10 a.m. and hear how to look and feel your best.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
Dan Martineau from D.R. Martineau Roofing. Storm season is approaching. Avoid complications with your insurance company. Sign up for our free pre-season and post-season roof assessment plan. Just Google DRM Roofing.
License number CCC 1326954.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. How you doing today? 239-479-5592, the talk and text line streaming live. DrewSteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's. You can go there to watch and subscribe to the podcast. There's a link right there as well. And we appreciate you listening to the program. What exactly is the duty, if you will? I know I said, is that how we're starting the show?
This is what you do.
No, all right, easy. You know what I'm talking about. What exactly is the duty of the of journalists across the country? All right, we don't have real journalists. Journalism is dead. All right, from the news and reporting on anything and everything that has to do with oh, I don't know, immigration and inflation and the vid, and we can go right up and down infrastructure, which is really not infrastructure, and signing off on these bills and what they really mean. And what is the responsibility of news organizations to get to the truth and to really talk about what is happening as opposed to what they want you to believe is happening because they have a political agenda? I think you already know the answer to that, and it is frustrating beyond belief because there are a lot of stories this morning that are just like that really ask that question. Why is it that, for example, we don't look at what's happening here in the state and the uptick in cases, and we're told about the concerns by many about how many people are in hospitals? You hear cases all the time in the uptick in cases, but of course, we're looking at hospitalization and deaths. That's really where we want to be in focus. Like if I were to tell you that there are people that are much smarter than me that have looked at the number, Andrew Kerr, who's an investigative reporter for the Daily Caller, who looked at the CDC's numbers, and according to the data by the CDC, 14,176 children aged 1 to 4 have died in the United States since January 5th of 2020. Of that, 165 have died from COVID. That's an important number to remember, right? If we're talking about mask mandates and masking up our kids, and how we're told by one Oklahoma school board member, the audio I played yesterday about how, what is it, that maskless kids could murder. I mean, it's...
Because it's just not okay for kids to commit murder by coming to school without a mask.
Not my words. Jake is like, what? Yeah. The Oklahoma school board member who's saying maskless children could commit murder. They have a responsibility, too, to the truth and the facts and the numbers and the data, right? I mean, we do, all of us. And so, again, I'm not minimizing anything. What I am saying is when you have school boards who are trying to tell you that maskless kids are like murderers, and when we have all the CDC data, the numbers that are coming from the CDC is who we're supposed to follow with everything, whether it's vaccines or masks or anything else, and we see those numbers, and then we say to ourselves, well, I'm not really as concerned as you might be about the safety of my child when it comes to the issues of masking, and I've had a consultation with my doctor, and we've talked about this, and I believe, no, you can't do that, because basically, forget you and your freedoms. Again, not my words.
And not just to think about, well, my freedom is being kind of disturbed here. No, screw your freedom.
Yeah, that's Arnold. Did you hear about that? Arnold Schwarzenegger talking about, yeah. That guy was a governor. He was a governor of California. Supposedly, he was a Republican, conservative, not a conservative, but you know how that works. Republicans, conservatives, oftentimes two completely different things.
Because with freedom comes obligations and kind of responsibilities.
Yeah, that's right. And the obligations and responsibilities, according to him, is to do what we tell you to do. In other words, it's for your own good. So when... And again, there is this battle going on with Ron DeSantis, the governor of the state of Florida, and every Democrat that's living and breathing right now, whether they're here in the state or whether they're in Washington, D.C. We all know about the politics, and it continues, and it's disgusting when it comes to the politics being played with the vid. But it's also disgusting when the media decides to go after a governor politically because they hate him, and then we'll make a story, not the whole story, not the full story, not the complete story, but we'll pick and choose, cherry pick what they want to do because politically they want to go after somebody. And how many times have I said this? Whether it's local is what it's all about. Whether it's local school board members or politicians, state politicians or national, doesn't make a difference. We are so polarized in this country that people are willing to say and do whatever and cherry pick news articles and make points against people they don't like to the detriment of the health and the safety of their constituents. Yeah, I said it. And tell me where I'm wrong. I mean, why would you put together and make mandates that are not proven by science and data and force people to do things. I guess, well, I mean, I know why. I mean, it's...
Screw your freedom.
Yeah, that's why. So when you see this story that came out yesterday, and you probably heard about it, Ron DeSantis, the governor of the state of Florida, is hearing all about these hospitals that are running out of ventilators, and it's really bad, and they're packed, and they're at 90% capacity, even though 85% capacity is where they want to be in order to make a profit. But we'll put that aside. And the cases and the many cases that are happening here in Southwest Florida, and the concerns, and hospital members going to microphones and saying how concerned they are. And then the question obviously is, number one, what have you been doing for 18 months to make sure that you have enough bed space and ventilators and all of those things, PPPs, you know, the monies and everything that you would get from a CARES Act or from a government that would be able to have you come together and get all the things that you need so we don't get into this position. But that's beside the point. Actually, it's not. But I'm not allowed to say that, but I just did. So then you have this slugfest going on now with the governor who says, okay, well, listen, why don't we do this? I'm hearing all of these concerns. Let's order 200 ventilators and 100 high-flow nasal kits and related supplies to the state, because we're hearing about the surge in COVID hospitalizations. And as a governor, I'm concerned. I'm not going to play politics. If you're telling me you need these things, if you're telling us you need ventilators and nasal kits and everything else that goes along with it, well, then by all means, it's not politics. Let's get them here. Sounds very, I don't want to say Trumpian, but, you know, in New York, Andrew Cuomo, we don't have enough bed space. I'll send you a ship that will give you yeah, we don't need it. So that's what the governor did. What's the problem? Well, the problem is how it's being reported. HHS, the federal government, has sent 200 ventilators and 100 high-flow nasal kits and related supplies to Florida this week to help the state respond to the surge in COVID hospitalizations. That's a positive, isn't it? Isn't it a positive thing if a governor takes a preemptive step to make sure that we have everything we need here in the state, just in case things get out of hand? No, preparation is not what we want. The only kind of preparation is, I guess, the H kind that probably Joe Biden is. That's not nice.
Not a joke.
Not nice. So what happens? You've got the Tampa Bay Times. That is, there's a bunch of people that are reporting this. This is what we're talking about. Not prepared. This is the state that is being overwhelmed. This is a horrible thing. This is outrageous. We can't do this. CNN attacking, going there and attacking DeSantis. The Biden administration sent hundreds of ventilators to Florida in recent days as the state responds to a dramatic new COVID-19 case increase and hospitalizations, an official from HHS said. But Republican Governor Ron DeSantis claims he's unaware of this shipment. He said he's unaware. It could have happened, but, listen, we'll check it out. But, of course, it's better to be prepared with these kind of things, right? So breathlessly, all of the reports out there by your fake news legacy media and those who hate this administration and hate this governor, and even some probably locally who were more than happy to parrot this as if it was something that was really, really bad. Jen Psaki went after him as well, seized the opportunity, and she said, I would note that as a policy, we don't send ventilators to states without their interest in receiving the ventilators. I think the most important question here is, why would you oppose receiving ventilators? He didn't oppose receiving ventilators. He actually asked for the ventilators. So breathlessly, they went, and it was one Tampa Bay Times reporter who said, hey, MSNBC, CNN, Jen Psaki, here's a question for you that you may have been unaware of. None of the hospital people that he talked to, this is the tweet, this is the actual tweet from Tampa Bay Times reporter Kirby Wilson. By the way, Daily Wire has this story, so if you want to find out more about this, you can read this specifically. For what it's worth, none of the hospital folks I talked to have said they're short on supplies. Justin Senior, CEO of Safety Net Hospital Alliance of Florida, whose members often treat the sickest, neediest patients, told me he's heard nothing about a ventilator shortage. There's no shortage. That's what's being put out there as if there's a crisis here. But according to the Tampa Bay Times and others, they're not hearing from those most critical of areas that there's a concern and a need, that there's a crisis here. Why is the Biden administration trying to make this into a political issue? Nobody from the governor's office asked for ventilators. Healthy Florida did. And here's a standard routine process. The governor doesn't need to be looped in on it. So what if the governor decided to do this? That was, by the way, Christine Pushaw who pushed back against this. It wasn't the governor that asked for it. Healthy Florida did, but by default, DeSantis did. But he doesn't have a problem. Again, this isn't about politics until it is. But why do you do that? Why would you insist on talking this way as if there is a crisis when there isn't a crisis? Big questions right now about, for example, and it's okay to ask, and it's okay to even say this, that not only does it seem like the numbers are showing here in the state that we are starting to be on the decline when it comes to this spike in the variant, the Delta variant. It looks as if the numbers are starting to head their way down. We've had a couple of days of cases lowering. And again, I asked the local, state, and national media, can we start to focus on the positive things that are happening instead of the negative and the fear mongering that happens all too often? Can we just stick with the numbers and the facts? Because people do want to hear some positives. And what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing, information that I'm looking at, where was it? There it is. Oh, this is from the White House. But you wouldn't know that the White House, secretly, quietly, they're saying this. White House says the U.S. has started to see some leveling off of the COVID-19 infection in states that have been seeing a surge. A decline in hospitalizations and deaths has arrived just in the nick of time for some hospital systems in Florida and Texas. They're seeing cases decline after the CDC, by the way, adjusted the supposedly record-breaking daily tally, which was actually an aggregation of the tally again. Remember the reporting that I was talking about? And why would you lie about reporting unless you were trying to make somebody look bad? So like we said yesterday, in case you missed it, that the CDC and the numbers that put out there, these record-setting numbers over the weekend, only to say, yeah, hey, they're actually by half. They're only a half of the original figure. We kind of put everything into a, hey, oh, would you look at that over there? Hey, look, there's a Trump supporter doing something really bad over there. Can you? But there's a battle that's going on, even with masks. You probably heard about the mask battle that's going on in the state. Broward County now has hired outside counsel and wants to fight the governor to retain their illegal mask mandate. They voted to establish it. Others are trying to do it. Some have started to weaken a little bit, and they're kind of worried about it as the governor said, listen, maybe we'll withhold money from school boards and administrators and superintendents if they decide that they want to go ahead with mandates instead of having the option to opt out of it. And the Biden administration coming along and looking into, hey, maybe there's a way that we can help to fund those. Do you see where the divide is? So the Biden administration wants to come to the rescue of the teachers' unions and those that are bullying school boards and schools into making mask mandates that you can't find me a stitch of evidence that would show that masks mandates work. But they'll do it anyway. And the governor's office, who's like, listen, you just can't do this. But again, they'll be continuing to thumb their nose at this administration. And if you're trying to figure out how cocky they're getting, here's a Broward County school board member talking about it yesterday. This threat to withhold salaries and money if they impose mask requirements.
Standing up for our students and our families is part of our job. Being afraid that we're going to lose our job, be removed from office, fined, lose our salary, bring it. Bring it. Because when you put that out there, it makes me work harder for our school children and our families.
Bring it. I'm going to work harder for our children and families. Isn't that their choice? There are families that want to opt in. No, I'm working hard for them. Well, work hard for me. I don't want my child masked. Can you work hard for me, or am I not on your side? You see where this will bring it? I wonder how many other school board members across Southwest Florida feel the same way, like bring it. How many secretly, because some of them are cowards and won't say anything out loud. Some of them will say it right out loud, and then we know who they are, and then we make sure we vote them out. But how many behind the scenes are saying the same thing? Bring it. Go ahead. We've got a union that's going to stand up to you. We're going to go and we're going to go to the wall on this. Yeah, but I don't want my child mask. Oh, no. You don't understand. This is for your own good. We are the elites here. We're the ones that know exactly what's best for you. And unless you listen to us, then how do they say it?
Screw your freedom.
That's the one. Yeah. Again, it's not a big ask. Well, actually, it is a big ask. Can we have some honest reporting on what has been happening with whether it's immigration or the vid or inflation, everything? Is that too much to ask that we can have some honest reporting on that end and maybe even not take sides, especially when it comes to something about my health decisions, my family's health decisions, what I have decided to do as opposed to what you're telling me to do. Otherwise, bring it. Can we just stop that? Or it's probably too late for that. But it continues. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. Streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's. Hey, when we come back, a couple of things to look at. Number one is Nancy Pelosi looking for the exits? Is she planning on getting out? Well, Breitbart has a story on that we're going to get to. And also, hey, it's great to know that critical race theory is working well, everybody, because we come to find out in Atlanta, this is how it works. They've decided in one school that they're going to separate the children in elementary school by race. I don't know if you've heard this, but we got that coming up too. Stay break 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
92.5 Fox News. Right.
This Fox Business Report is presented by Island Air. High quality AC repair and installation. Online at islandairfl.com. Online at islandairefl.com.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
More major corporations are imposing new COVID rules.
McDonald's will be requiring that its U.S. corporate workers must be fully vaccinated by September the 27th. Comcast, NBC Universal will require that its U.S. employees coming back to the office be fully vaccinated. And the company is also postponing its return to office date. Hillary Barsky, Fox News.
The New York Stock Exchange is going to require exchange employees and vendors on its trading floor to be vaccinated. A memo obtained by Fox Business pointed to the, quote, recent shift in public health conditions for that rule. It goes into effect September 13th. Speaking of the markets, the Dow closed up by about 220 points Wednesday. The S&P up by 11. The NASDAQ finished out the day down by 23. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jill Nato, invested in you.
Hey, we've got my friend Dave Meister on the phone, of course, with the Floor Meisters, the family-owned Floor Meisters in Naples. And Dave, listen, I know you got a lot of things going on. You're selling a lot of cord tech. That's great, but you got this 8,000 square foot showroom with a selection of carpet that is absolutely unbelievable as well. And the prices right now are pretty amazing. So I hear you got this whole thing going on with Dreamweaver carpets.
Well, we have the Dreamweaver Select, which is this is $3.99 carpet pad and labor, but this has a lifetime warranty for pet stains, abrasive wear, and even for steps, a stair warranty. Nobody's ever had that before.
Listen, if you haven't been to the Floor Meisters, you really owe it to yourself to visit their store, 6281 Naples Boulevard, right next to Costco. Whether it's tile, laminate, hardwood, or, of course, carpet, they've got it all. So give them a call today, 239-596-4964, or on the web at floormeisters.com.
Hi, I'm Ty Laster, Managing Partner and CEO of Key City Capital. So why are we here in Southwest Florida? Well, at KCAP, our mission is to connect capital to wealth for all of our partners through passive real estate investments. And very simply, we generate and distribute double-digit returns for our investors by investing in single-family homes and apartments and unique alternative cash-flowing asset-backed investments.
Call us today at 239-330-2080 or check us out online today at kcap925.com.
What makes Genesis of Naples the #1 selling Genesis dealer in the nation?
It's our incredible selection and professional sales staff. Hi, I'm Sheila Zellers, owner of Genesis of Naples. When I drive my beautiful new 2021 Genesis GV80 around town, the first thing everyone says to me is, "What is that beautiful SUV?" I tell them it's the all-new first ever SUV from Genesis. Then they usually ask, "How much does it cost?" I know it's hard to believe, but it starts at just $49,500 and the fully equipped Prestige for just over $70,000. It has an amazing interior and breathtaking design and your choice of turbo engines and rear and all-wheel drive, but that's not all. We have a huge selection of the all-new 2021 Genesis G80s and G90s. Come visit Genesis of Naples on Airport Road or genesisofnaples.com. I love my GV80 and you'll love it too.
All offers with approved credit on select models. Based on January 2021 retail sales. 72 months at $0 per month for 1,000 finance. No down payment required.
Matt and Justin here with Island Air of Southwest Florida. We know it's stressful when your air conditioner breaks down. Now when the time comes to replace your system, you don't have to sacrifice your vacation budget to pay for it. Because for a limited time, Island Air is including a cruise vacation voucher when you replace your heating and cooling system. This is a limited time offer, so if your AC is on its last leg and you aren't sure if it will make it through the summer, then don't delay and call Island Air today.
Over the past year and a half, we know that many people have sacrificed their vacations. Please take the opportunity to let Island Air take you to the islands or many other places around the world.
We are including a vacation voucher with the purchase of your new home air conditioning system, redeemable for cruises and luxury condos in many countries around the world. Find out more details on how to claim your voucher for a limited time. Call 239-466-8668.
Call 466-8668 for more details.
License number CAC 057544.
Greetings from Health Plan Network. First, a sincere thank you to the folks at WFSX and their loyal listeners. The response to our recent individual health insurance ads have been phenomenal. Second, a short history lesson. When the federal government made their last attempt at socialized medicine or Obamacare, most insurance companies refused to participate, leaving millions with no choice but the high premiums and deductibles on the marketplace. On the other hand, our clients were able to keep their non-cancelable coverage and have enjoyed low premiums and great coverage for the last 7 years. The new administration has promised another run at their stated goal of nationalized health insurance. If you're on Obamacare, uninsured, or on COBRA, now is the time to act. Protect yourself and family with non-cancelable coverage guaranteed to age 65 now. Call me at 239-268-6712 or visit our website at healthplannetwork.net. That's 239-268-6712 or healthplannetwork.net. We can help.
Wink News Traffic.
Good morning. Off to a pretty quiet start for the morning commute. So far, so good out along I-75 and US 41 for our main highway drives. The only crash I'm watching right now is in Collier County along Ridge Street right off of US 41, not impacting traffic along the highway at least. And if you're heading out along the bridges between the Cape and Fort Myers, should only take you about a couple minutes in each direction. No major delays approaching either one of those bridges as well. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Teresa O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, happy Thursday, Southwest Florida. A dry start to the day. Temperatures will be heating up fast throughout this afternoon. We'll be back into the middle 90s at the high near 94 degrees. Thunderstorms arrive for the second half of the day, especially after 2 p.m. Look out for some periods of heavy rain and lots of lightning with these storms rolling on in from the east. Things wind down as we head into tonight. Temperatures falling into the middle 70s to kick off another dry start to your Friday with storms again for the afternoon. All eyes on Fred as we head into the upcoming weekend and its track right now looking like a rainmaker here in Southwest Florida. Also be prepared for some breezy conditions and you want to stay tuned to those updates. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
When listening to the radio in your car, remember to always drive on the right side of the road. Keep it here on 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window, and we would like to manufacture and install your windows. Only New South offers true factory direct windows to you. Only New South has award-winning windows that are made and designed specifically for our Florida weather. Every single New South window is custom manufactured just for your home. These are high-performance, energy-efficient windows, and now you can buy 2 windows and get the third absolutely free. Visit us at newsouthwindow.com or call for your factory direct pricing.
Call now, 1-800-NEW-WINDOWS.
Southwest Florida homeowners.
Home values are up and interest rates are down, which means now is a great time for a mortgage checkup. This is Mike Roberts, Vice President at Mortgage Warehouse. Many of you listening might have purchased or refinanced your home within the past year, so your mortgage could be the last thing on your mind. However, the real estate market has changed quite a bit in 2021, which means your home has likely increased in value. More equity in your home means there has never been a better time to get cash out for home improvements. You could also qualify for a lower mortgage rate with our no closing cost refinance loan, and for some, more equity in your home means you could eliminate mortgage insurance. Mortgage Warehouse is Southwest Florida's mortgage price leader. No points, no hidden fees, no closing cost, period. Give us a quick call today at 313-5000. That's 313-5000, mortgagewarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154, Equal Housing Lender.
It's Kaylee Kobe with your Kobe Cooling Tip of the Day. I've been telling you how to pick the best air conditioning company for years now, but here's a little reminder. At Kobe Cooling, we have a 100% NATE certified mechanic team. There are no other companies in Southwest Florida that even come close. We give you a better trained and certified mechanic, like my dad or my Uncle Mike. So, when you need service, there's only one real choice. Kobe Cooling at 239-482-1542. Again, at 239-482-1542. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you'll think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense, no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. License CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in the business since 1949.
Great news, Southwest Florida. The best trade-in deal ever is back at Naples Nissan. If your trade-in is a 2013 or newer with less than 120,000 miles on it, regardless of what brand it is or where you bought it from, Naples Nissan will give you the full original base MSRP for it so you can drive home in a brand new Nissan. That's right, folks. Aaron Walker here. Hey, whatever the car you're driving now was worth when it was brand new, even if you didn't buy it new, that's exactly what it will be worth right now. But only at Naples Nissan. Oh, and by the way, while inventory may seem short elsewhere, that's definitely not the case for us over here on Pine Ridge Road. We've got over 300 new Nissan models to choose from, including over 100 all-new, completely redesigned Rogue models. Get full offer details and pick out the new Nissan you want to drive home today at naplesnissan.com. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
Have you heard them yet? Clay Travis and Buck Sexton, today at noon, right after Glenn Beck. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Now, back to Daybreak with Drew Steele.
Pepsi announced a new partnership with the brewers of Sam Adams beer to create an alcoholic version of Mountain Dew. And if that sounds good to you, don't worry about what's in the vaccine.
Yeah. Well, so Jake, you all into that? An alcoholic version of Mountain Dew. I have to admit, I'll just say this real fast. I've never understood the fascination with Mountain Dew. I think to me, it's like a combination of sugar and shoe polish. For me, it just doesn't work. I can't get on board with it. I just can't.
It's for a particular set of people with a particular set of taste.
Well, of course, everything is. Listen, I'm Sicilian. I like tripe. Do you know what tripe is?
Sure don't.
Well, go ahead and type that into the Google machine and look up what it is. And with a little bit of sauce is
Was it an eyeball or something?
Well, just look it up. It is absolutely delicious, and look, it's an acquired taste. Not everybody loves it, but I'll tell you, on a Sunday when you've got the pasta coming out, and maybe afterwards you got a bowl of tripe, but you can't. No,
I mean, like I'm looking at pictures of this, but it
doesn't say what it is.
No, it looks like cooked honeycomb.
Yeah, well, it's I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's the inside lining of a cow's stomach. Absolutely delicious. Okay, right, exactly. So it's like Mountain Dew. Some people like Mountain Dew. Some people like tripe. It's that kind of thing. It's like, so anyway, the point is that there you go. So they're an alcoholic version of sugary shoe polish. And you're all over that. I thought it was about the caffeine, wasn't it? Didn't they make this claim back in the day that
and sugar, probably.
That Mountain Dew had some kind of excess, that was the kind of thing you would take when you had a late night and you had a test the next day, and you would drink your Mountain Dew in the morning to get yourself all fired up. And there was a time when there was a cola that was made specifically that had twice the caffeine and 3 times the sugar. Like that was their Jolt Cola. Look that up. There was a craze. This was before
Red Bull?
Yeah, exactly. They kind of started the whole thing. Look it up. You'll see for yourself. People used to go out of their way to find it. I know somebody knows what I'm talking about. Jolt Cola. See it? No? Yeah, that's it. See? Go ahead and look. Jake is you're surprised, huh?
Yes, it's very interesting.
Yeah, I know. Here's the fascinating part for millennials. This is a really good, and for kids, this is a really good lesson for you if you're, 15 and under. There was a life before you came into existence. There was a whole world before 15 years ago. There was a whole planet here that's been doing all kinds of stuff. I know sometimes it's hard to believe for the youths. They just they don't realize that there is a whole planet.
We created everything. I don't know.
Yeah, kind of like the progressives, like the progressive, the AOC, and all of these different to leave and Omar, Ilhan Omar, all the somehow they believe that the whole world started when they were born, and that's the beginning of time, and nothing happened before there, and you can't find any examples of the crushing blows of communism or socialism or Marxism. No. It's when they came along, everything was brand new and just beautiful and perfect and a brand new world. It was fresh and clean slate, and all of these ideas that people have been talking about all of a sudden now can come to fruition in such a wonderful way. Actually, they're the ones that have all the juice, it would appear, to the point where now Nancy Pelosi is looking for the exit. Is that right? There's a report that Nancy Pelosi is getting ready to exit as the 2022 midterms are looking more and more bleak. The forecasts are not very good. California Globe is now hearing rumors that she's strongly considering not running for re-election. No desire to serve in the minority, sources say, explains a push for infrastructure to be completed during what may be her 18th and final term. Like I got to go out with a bang. This is how I have to go out. And if I can't get this done, then what else is there to do? And this is the whole wish list, top to bottom, of every progressive's dream. Every Marxist's dream is what's coming in this $5 trillion human infrastructure, all kinds of things in there about free this and free that, and racism here and racism there. And hey, listen, not my words, the New York Post. Biden's infrastructure bill is chock full of anti-white racism. Betsy McCahey, who was the former lieutenant governor of the state of New York, was writing about this yesterday. Americans enthusiastic about spending money on physical infrastructure, bridges, roads, broadband, but this racist bill hands out jobs and contracts and locates projects based on race, not merit. Minority businesses and neighborhoods hold the inside track. If you're white, you're low priority. And it goes into installing of solar and wind technologies and broadband and everything else, and farmers, and how there's all kinds of anti-white racism that is all up and down this thing. But you're not allowed to say that because this is the progressives' dream, and this is exactly what Bernie.
This is what you do.
And the expert.
I'm not the expert.
AOC,
I'm not the expert.
I know that AOC want. So, through all of this and all the concerns that many people have about our freedoms and where they're going and the rule of law and the Constitution, that Joe Biden's like, hey, I'm not really going to follow the Constitution. Yeah, I'm holding my hand on a Bible, but I was hovering over the Bible. I wasn't actually touching it when I swore an oath to the Constitution. So, you can't impeach me because you're a Republican. You wouldn't do it anyway. But we'll go right after your president without a problem, even with fake trumped-up charges. It's hard for me to say. Fanked? I don't even know if fanked is a word. Can you look that up on the Google machine? Is fanked a word? I've come up with something new. So, I don't know. Is it true? Maybe Nancy Pelosi is looking for the exits because everybody is seeing the writing on the wall. Man, all you have to do is just get out of the way. Don't stumble. Don't do anything that would have Democrats be able to point to you as a Republican and say, you did it. You've got just as much to do with this.
Faint is to shank someone with a fork.
That's exactly what I was using. If that's perfect, it's exactly what it's a known fact that while getting ice cream out of a freezer in her home, Nancy Pelosi is known to fank somebody with to shank somebody with a fork. Okay. So maybe or maybe not. Maybe she's going. But again, there are people that are looking and trying to figure out what it is that Nancy Pelosi would be doing, what the party's going to be looking like in 2022, and how long they can do things like Jonathan Turley was talking about specifically in an article that he put out about canceling the Constitution. How is it that you could possibly pat somebody on the back and feel good about telling Joe Biden that what you're about to do with signing this extension of an eviction moratorium that the CDC would say you should do, even though they have no authority to do it, that it's unconstitutional, and you are patting him on the back for doing that unconstitutional thing, and you realize why that is, because all they're going to do is this unconstitutional action that Democrats have no problem with, because really the Constitution, do you know how racist the Constitution is? Do you realize the history of our country? That's not a joke. That's real. That's what they're saying. And so by default, they can make that case. I'm not saying the president's saying that, but I'm not sure if the president knows what's for lunch today, or what he had yesterday, or breakfast for that matter, or what time it is. But there's a difference between having disagreements about policy and what should and shouldn't be, and then doing something completely unconstitutional as somebody who swore an oath to the Constitution. That's kind of a problem. But for Republicans, it's nothing to see. It's just things that they'll scream about and stomp their feet and then go on to do something else, like maybe sign off and agree on some damaging, horrible deals that are under the guise of infrastructure that we're told are for our good, because they know better than we do. It is that confusing. So we could talk about that coming up. And also, man, there's so many things I wanted to get to this morning on the heels of, this is a good story, a study that came out on the heels of what we were talking about before, the vaccinations and the vid, and Arnold Schwarzenegger letting everybody know that when it comes to mask mandates and vaccines,
screw your freedom.
That's his words, and that's exactly what he was talking about. You don't have freedoms. We know better than you do. We are the elite, the rich, the fun, the strong, the Obama supporters, the partiers, and you need to just listen to what we tell you what to do, because we know better than you. What if I were to tell you that there actually was a study out there? Zero Hedge has this story if you want to check it out. Who are the Americans who are the most vaccine hesitant? If you had to guess. Jake, if you had to take a second and think about this, I know it takes, sometimes I have to tell you ahead of time, and then maybe get ready for the next break to kind of ramp this up, because your brain is, getting out of the sleepy time mode and into work mode.
No, I'm actually just so far ahead. I gotta come back.
Oh, you really? Oh, have you had an alcoholic Mountain Dew? Is that what you're priming yourself up with some early?
Technically, I've had alcoholic Mountain Dew. Yeah.
Okay. By the way, did you see Jolt Cola?
It was. I'm trying to find some.
It's pretty impressive. It's tasty.
They had an orange flavor, which I'm very intrigued by.
See, it's just it's in the day it was every college student's dream. So when we come back, let's take a break and do this. I want you to ramp up and think about it. And I'm putting Jake out there as well. What if there were a study out, researchers at Carnegie Mellon University and the University of Pittsburgh, that found that these are the Americans that are most vaccine hesitant? I wonder if you could answer that. And of course, people love polls and reports. Well, this is a report. They actually took large numbers of individuals. 5 million to be exact. Let's just put it this way. If you took 5 million people and did a research study on a question like this, who are the Americans that have the most vaccine hesitancy? I'm pretty sure this is spot on. But wait till you hear this coming up. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along. Don't forget, go to drewsteele.com. That is the website. There you can watch the program. And please subscribe to the podcast. There's a link there as well if you want to subscribe. Or just go to your favorite outlet. We appreciate it. Trace O'Shea has your traffic.
Good morning. Keeping an eye on a crash with roadblock in Lehigh Acres along Bell Boulevard with roadblock on Grant Boulevard. That's just north of Eastleigh County High School. So watch out for some delays if you're heading out that direction off to school, especially this morning. We also have a crash in Lehigh at Oak Avenue and West 17th Street with injuries, but no roadblock in that neighborhood. Good news there. Also keeping an eye on a busy intersection in Collier County, Pine Ridge Road and Livingston Road, where we have a crash with injuries. Doesn't look like much in the way of delays or roadblock. Just watch out for deputies and some activity if you're heading out that way right now. 75, not seeing any major problems. A little bit slower just south of Alico Road, though, heading south through San Carlos Park down toward Estero. May want to take Three Oaks Parkway instead. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, we're off to a quiet and warm start to kick off the day. Temperatures will be warming up quickly under a partly cloudy sky with highs back into the middle 90s for this afternoon. Thunderstorms arrive yet again for the second half of the day, especially after 2 p.m. with things winding down as we head into this evening. Temperatures cooling down to middle 70s to kick off your Friday. All eyes on Fred as we head into the upcoming weekend that will be bringing us the potential to see some wet and breezy weather for both Saturday and Sunday. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Conditioned Air is looking for the best of the best in HVAC to join our winning team. If you consider yourself an A player and love customer service, you should apply so we can get your career path started. We have several top-paying positions available now in Sarasota, Fort Myers, and Naples. Find out more about our new hire bonus and apply online at conditionedair.com. Conditioned Air, the comfort people since 1962. License number CAC 1819590.
Homeowners, you hear the news every day. Rates go up and rates go down. While the economy struggles to recover, rising inflation rears its ugly head. Stop banging your head against a wall. Mortgage rates are again at all-time lows. That's right. Rates are at all-time lows. Put a bit of cash back in your pocket with a refi from True Mortgage. Get a 15-year fixed at just 1.75%, 2.140% APR. Even better, True Mortgage will cover your title, escrow, and appraisal fees. Qualification is fast and simple. Keep more of your hard-earned money and boost your savings. Lock in a lifetime of true value today with the lowest rates ever offered at 800-430-3334. That's 800-430-3334. 800-430-3334. Or visit TrueNow.com. Sign on the line. Inc. DBA True Mortgage is located at 100 Spectrum Center Drive, Suite 520, Irvine, California 92618. Equal housing lender. Terms and conditions apply. Based on a loan amount of $400,000. Monthly principal and interest payments. Primary residence only with a 50% loan to value. Not all applicants will qualify. NMLS number MLD1713.
Lusk Drasites in Talisano believes winning cases is no accident. Your case is important. Pick a firm with resources to actually prosecute your case. If your case is accepted, you're guaranteed to not pay a single penny in fees or costs unless you get a favorable settlement or verdict. Lusk Drasites in Talisano has over 35 years of experience handling personal injury cases in Florida. Visit LDTlaw.com for a free consultation today. Winning is no accident. Lusk Drasites in Talisano. LDTlaw.com.
It's back to school time, so here's a lesson in saving a lot of money.
The back-to-school swap is at Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral. Thursday through Sunday only. Swap out your old car for a nicer, newer one and get more for your trade. 130% book value. Want to know how much your car's worth? Click SutherlandBuysIt.com right now. You'll get a top dollar offer for your old vehicle, whether you buy from us or not. We'll buy your car. Click SutherlandBuysIt.com. Trade-in values are so high right now that you can drive a nicer, newer vehicle and pay less each month. Or just swap out your vehicle for cold, hard cash. Don't be late to save. The back-to-school swap ends this Sunday. Get 130% book value only at Florida's #1 Nissan dealer. Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral, your used car megastore. And remember, if you don't shop Sutherland, you'll pay too much.
See dealer for details.
Hello, I'm Dave Harmer, owner of First Class Air Conditioning. Since 1977, we've been pretty selective when it comes to hiring new people. We take special pride in the craftsmen we train and employ. If you're an experienced HVAC professional, consider joining us. With a 40-year track record, we're here for the long haul. Call today, 574-2500, and ask for Mr. Harmer. That's 574-2500.
First Class Air Conditioning. Our name says it all.
True relief for back and neck pain.
Back or neck pain is not just unpleasant, it can be debilitating, preventing you from performing your daily routine and even confining you to bed. In decades past, patients suffering from spinal issues were often just given pain medication, spinal injections, and when they did not heal, often underwent spinal surgery. Luckily, there is now another option, non-surgical spinal decompression. At Johnson Spinal Care 596 Back, we use an advanced technology to apply a completely safe unloading force to relieve nerve compression associated with bulging herniated discs, sciatica, stenosis, scoliosis, neuropathy. This award-winning approach, safe for any age, has gained international praise from physicians for its success. Complete pain relief is achievable. Johnson Spinal Care is here to serve you. Call our Medicare-friendly office today for an immediate, no-charge telephone consultation. 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2220.
Play Buck at noon, right after Glenn Beck at 9. 92.5 Fox News. Right, all along.
You know what I need right now? This is what I'm really feeling like this morning. Not a jolt, not a Mountain Dew, nothing like that. I just need my morning cup of joe.
Sit back with your morning cup of joe.
Not a joke.
I'm grateful for your leadership, Mr. President. I'm excited about the prospect of this and what it's going to mean for every American, and not some, not a few, but every one of us will benefit when we get this done. And I'm so glad to be with you today.
Well, thank you. I think we're making some real progress, but thank you, Jennifer, for what you've done and continue to do.
Sorry, that's the governor of Michigan there, Gretchen Whitmer, who was telling the president of the United States in one of these Zoom meetings that they do from the White House there that he's excited. She's excited building back better. Oh, man, all those progressive Marxist ideologies pushed into some trillions of dollars of bills and all the racism that's in it as well and everything. Oh, we are so excited. And he says, thanks, Jennifer. Calls Gretchen Jennifer. But everything's fine. You know, that and the video of him wandering off when the Secret Service says, hey, listen, I need you to go left down this pathway at the White House to go into the White House. And he kind of nods and he walks around the building. And instead of making the turn there to get into the White House, the president just keeps wandering off and following. Did you see that? Kind of walked around the... Look at me. He's walking on a pathway next to the White House. So the Secret Service he's like, okay, go this way. points to the building and says, "That's the way to the building, Joe." And he turns around and starts walking behind the building. And the president, with his head down, he's like, "Okay," puts his head down. He just keeps walking. He didn't even listen to the guy told him which direction to go, and he didn't. But everything's fine. Nothing to see here. Listen, infrastructure bills, fingers at the button of weaponry. Everything's fine. Nothing to worry about.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
While things like groceries and healthcare have gotten more expensive, at FPL, what you pay for energy has gone down 10% in the last 15 years. That's reliable, clean energy at a lower price for all of us. See how at fpl.com/value.
We believe in better. A better way to invest, a better way to serve you, and a better result. We can help you determine how much risk you're taking, red flags that could be potential problems for you, how much you're paying in fees or commissions, potential tax liability, or even how to address Social Security.
Tune in to WealthWorks Radio with Eric Carney every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. on 92.5 Fox News Radio.
Jason and Todd with the Diamond District invite you to their Wedding Band Expo this weekend, Saturday, August 14th and Sunday the 15th. America's top bridal designers will join the Diamond District with the largest selection of wedding bands. And Jason and Todd will give you 20% off manufacturer's direct pricing.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon. You wish would never end. The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
Our original gold-rimmed homemade vanilla, the country's gold standard of ice cream flavors since 1969. Its hand-cranked taste takes you back to simpler times. That's why we put the word home right on the carton.
The good old days are being made right now. The good old days are being made right now.
Look for Bluebell Ice Cream at Bailey's Supermarket on Sanibel Island and all Winn-Dixie supermarkets.
This is 92.5 WFSX Estero, Fox News, right all along. On the radio, on your smart speaker, and online at rightallalong.net.
A third dose. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Some Americans may soon be in line to get a COVID vaccine booster shot. Fox's Tanya J. Powers has a live update.
Dave, the FDA is expected to okay extra doses of the vaccine for people with weakened immune systems, and that could come as early as today, with shots available as early as this weekend. Now, who are those people? Well, think transplant patients and others who have diseases like blood cancers. The federal government estimates that about 3% of Americans fall into the immunocompromised category and are more likely to get seriously ill from COVID. Boosters have already started in some countries, with more set to join next month. Dave?
Tanya, we're back to early February COVID levels. Another 135,000 new cases reported across America yesterday. 50% of Americans in a new Fox poll approve of cities requiring proof of vaccine for indoor activities. And in the great mask debate, 57% of those who are vaccinated wear them always or most of the time in public, while more than half of those who are unvaccinated say they rarely or never wear a mask in public. President Biden gets a job approval mark that's good for a little over half of those surveyed.
62% back plans to spend $1 trillion on infrastructure. 56% support even more spending on things like paid leave, climate change proposals, health care subsidies, and more. And yet, at the same time, 86% are worried about inflation, with large majorities attributing rising prices to the pandemic, but also to government policy.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. The Taliban has taken over a 10th provincial capital in the past week in Afghanistan, but Pentagon Press Secretary John Kirby tells Fox
the Afghan military has the capability, they have the capacity, they have the advantage over the Taliban, and now's the time for them to use all that.
But the militants now control about 2/3 of the country as U.S. troops finish withdrawing from Afghanistan this month. America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Lee Auto Group. Find your perfect vehicle at lee-cars.com.
Wink News, traffic.
Good morning. Heading out right now through Collier County. We had a crash reported initially at Pine Ridge and Livingston. Looks like that's just a disabled vehicle now on Livingston, south of Pine Ridge, closer to the Livingston entrance of Gray Oak. So watch out for some activity there, but at least no roadblock, it looks like, nearby. In Lehigh, we're watching a crash right now, blocking part of Grant Boulevard and causing delays southbound on Bell Boulevard. That's approaching Milwaukee Boulevard. You're going to see the problems out there right near Eastleigh County High School. A minor crash getting cleared up at Oak Avenue and West 17th Street in Lehigh. That's just a neighborhood crash. And otherwise, 75 looking like everything's running up to speed if you're heading along the interstate, especially through Fort Myers right now. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, happy Thursday, Southwest Florida. A dry start to the day. Temperatures will be heating up fast throughout this afternoon. We'll be back into the middle 90s at the high near 94 degrees. Thunderstorms arrive for the second half of the day, especially after 2 p.m. Look out for some periods of heavy rain and lots of lightning with these storms rolling on in from the east. Things wind down as we head into tonight. Temperatures falling into middle 70s to kick off another dry start to your Friday with storms again for the afternoon. All eyes on Fred as we head into the upcoming weekend and its track right now looking like a rainmaker here in Southwest Florida. Also be prepared for some breezy conditions and you want to stay tuned to those updates. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Whether you're commuting to the office or driving to the beach, always stay to the right with 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hi, I'm Kyle Lee with Lee Auto Group. We want your car, truck, van, or SUV today. We are paying top dollar for clean vehicles. Before you sell or trade, call Lee Auto Group to get the most money for your car. Lee Auto Group, lee-cars.com. Don't forget the dash.
Lee Auto Group is looking for quality pre-owned vehicles. Let them make your buying or selling experience easy and safe. Contact Lee Auto Group at 239-288-7374 or visit lee-cars.com.
Don't forget the dash.
Oh.
Ladies, this is Dr. Lou Spangler at Neogenics, and we are now pleased to offer the O-Shot, also known as the orgasm shot.
Oh.
The O-Shot may help improve your ability to orgasm, improve orgasm intensity, enhance lubrication and alleviate dryness, improve or eliminate annoying urinary incontinence, and reduce or eliminate vaginal discomfort. The O-Shot is a non-surgical treatment that I perform in the office.
Oh.
There is little to no pain, and you may immediately resume all your normal activities after treatment, including sexual activity. Don't you deserve the fulfillment you've always desired? Call Neogenics now at 239-277-9999 for a free consultation. That's Neogenics at 277-9999, 239-277-9999.
Replace your AC today, go on a cruise tomorrow. Island Air wants to send you to the island. Matt here from Island Air of Southwest Florida with some great news.
Decisions. Do I buy an air conditioner? Do I take a vacation? For a limited time, Island Air is offering you both in one package.
Call us today to find out more details on how to claim your voucher. Call 239-466-8668.
Call 466-8668 for more details.
License number CAC 057544.
Hello, I'm Brian Resney, president of Resney Wealth Management and host of the Resney Wealth Report and TV show on the weekends. Investors come to my TV and radio shows to learn and to get educated so they can make better decisions about their retirement and their portfolio. What's your risk management strategy? Are you willing to subject your portfolio to another massive decline in a set it and forget it strategy, or are you looking for a difference? Listen to my show Sunday mornings, 10 to noon on 92.5 Fox News Radio.
Ever purchased an online item and either it doesn't fit, has missing parts, or became damaged? Trying to save a few bucks can end up costing more. My Shower Door is a locally owned and operated family business that measures, manufactures, and installs our own brand of frameless shower doors right here in Southwest Florida. And we were just named Lee County's Manufacturer of the Year. With almost 80,000 shower doors installed, we have the experience and expertise. Plus, estimates are always free. Want to see more? Go to myshowerdoor.com.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line streaming live. DrewSteele.com is the website. Steele has 3 E's. You can go there to visit to watch the program and to subscribe to the podcast. So we do appreciate you listening at your convenience. Thank you so much. All right, so I brought this up a little earlier. And on the heels of Jen Psaki even talking about this with Peter Doocy yesterday, and of course, lying about something that the former president said and, trying to get all snooty, if you will, going after Peter Doocy from Fox News and some of the other things that Jen Psaki said or didn't say about the transparency of this administration and how, a lot of people have questions about why multiple times, 17 to be exact, that the president makes his way to Delaware and nobody's allowed to see the logs, the people that are coming in and out, because, it could get kind of shady if you're not at the White House and you're someplace else and you have all these people that you're visiting with and you don't get to see. Some things could be going on behind the scenes. I'm just saying that that's a possibility. And what kind of transparency do we get from the White House? Wait till you hear. Coming up, we'll play that audio. And the suggestion that, and this is a beaut, if you will, Jen Psaki and the president of the United States have the perfect suggestion on how to make sure that we can fight back and do something in this country with these high gas prices and the issues with gas and how we bring those prices down with inflation just going through the roof. Oh, they got an answer, all right. Wait till you hear the answer. Whoa, it's not pretty. But I brought this up before the break, and I said I wanted Jake to get out of sleepy time mode and into his work mode, brain-wise, and to think about this. There's a new report, research at a Carnegie Mellon University and the University of Pittsburgh. Who are the most, in what group are most Americans vaccine hesitant? Like, if you were to think about who they are.
Group as in political party?
Not political party, but researchers canvassed no fewer than 5 million Americans who responded to surveys on whether they were, quote unquote, probably or definitely not planning on getting a COVID vaccine. They broke it down and looked at everything. And then they said, okay, why don't we look at this one aspect of it? Because we're hearing about one group when it comes to education level. So the breakdown in vaccine hesitancy by level of education.
Okay, I see what you're doing.
You see what I'm doing? All right, you don't have to answer. I'll just go there. What if I were to tell you that according to this survey of 5 million people, so I'd say it's pretty good, that the Americans that are the most vaccine hesitant are, hold on, the most highly educated. Wait a minute. I thought it was supposed to be all the dumb, redneck, hayseed, I don't know what other word you can use, Trump supporters, them damn dummies. Them dummies. Those are the ones that are, those big Trump supporting them dummies, those are the ones, right? Isn't that how that goes? Right?
Them are my kin.
Ding, 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 ding. There's some guy playing banjo on it. Yeah, you bet. I'm getting that. I'm in my 7th year of 5th grade. What? That's what you're saying, right?
You made it to 5th grade?
Easy. Finds that the association between hesitancy and education levels follow a U-shaped curve, with the highest hesitancy among those the most educated. People with a master's degree had the least hesitancy, and the highest hesitancy were those among holding a PhD. So yes, there are people who are the least educated that are looking at this and they are concerned about it. But this suggestion that it is not U-shaped, the suggestion that it is all about the least educated and then everything is right downhill from there. It's just a line from left to right, top down. But then you hear, no, it's a U-shape. Yeah, there are people that are the least educated that are the highest resistance with the idea of hesitancy to the vaccine. But people with a master's degree had the least hesitancy, and the highest hesitancy was among those holding a PhD. So let's just get the numbers. So it's not what you think it is. It's something a little different. So this White House response talking about elitists who attended Obama's 60th birthday party. They're the sophisticated and the vaccinated and everything else. And, they're okay. So it completely debunks the notion, if you're looking at these numbers amplified by the media, that only dumb people, they're the ones that have access. It's just the dummies. It's just the people on the porch playing the banjo. That's the only ones. No, they're there. Nobody's saying they're not. But people with a master's degree have the least. But the highest were those holding a PhD. So, while the lowest educated saw the largest drop in vaccine hesitancy for the first 5 months of 21, those with PhDs were the most likely to not change their minds. Ding, 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 ding. Okay. Whatever. I'm just putting that out there. Anyway, so there was that. And then playing into the stereotypes and the narratives that are the false ones. Peter Doocy asked the question of Jen Psaki yesterday.
The president tries to reach unvaccinated Americans. Has there been any thought given, looking back, to the possibility that he may have created some vaccine hesitancy when last year, around this time, the previous administration was rushing to get a vaccine authorized, and the now president said, I trust vaccines, I trust scientists, but I don't trust Donald Trump, and at this moment, the American people can't either.
Yeah, so I don't trust Trump. I don't trust these vaccines, the Trump vaccine. I'm not taking a vaccine like that. Remember, we went through all the people in the media and all the Democrats and those on the left that kept saying that. I'm not taking Trump's vaccine. I mean, we have audio, clip after clip after clip, and then you heard a quote of what the president said about, Trump's vaccine, and I'm not doing this. And maybe you had a little bit of a part in this.
Well, I think it's safe to say he still doesn't trust Donald Trump, so that hasn't changed. But he does trust scientists, he does trust data experts, and he does trust the people leading the CDC, the FDA, which is the gold standard of approval for vaccines. I'd also note, because this question often comes up, that the president has repeatedly given credit to scientists and experts from the prior administration, even as recently as just a few weeks ago, for their role in moving the vaccine forward.
Yeah, and especially anybody who went against the president with regards to the science and the data, and okay, got it.
Yes, but at the time when Donald Trump is out there saying we're going to have a vaccine in the next couple of weeks, next couple of months, and Joe Biden is out on the campaign trail saying don't trust Donald Trump, did that create any kind of vaccine hesitancy?
Not that we've seen in the data. I would note that at the time, just for context, the former president was also suggesting people inject versions of poison into their veins to cure COVID. So.
Listen, never disappoints. Never disappoint. Jen Psaki, you circling back.
I'll circle back.
Yeah, and you never disappoint. Oh, I love that. So a little bit of the snark and the snootiness, and listen, we're the sophisticated vaccinated, and you're just the ding, 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 ding. You're sitting there with the banjo on the, oh, no. Let's go there with, again, the lie about Donald Trump telling people to inject poison in their veins to cure COVID. It's not what he said. He never said anything like that. Everybody knows what the context was at the time. It's been debated and gone over and over again about what he said and what he meant. And of course, the left has run with this for the longest time, and they just it's like a soap opera. When it comes to Donald Trump, I just can't quit you. I can't do it. I love you too much, and you mean so. Oh, stop. That's what it is. So there you go. There's Jen Psaki giving it to Peter Doocy. I'll tell you what, setting him straight. All right. Well, putting that aside, how about we get to some real policy, some real issues? How about this one? Joe Biden yesterday is suggesting a couple of things. First, here's a beauty. This is good news, everybody. Are you ready? Well, let me just preface what you're about to hear by saying this. The Consumer Price Index is showing, again, prices rising at its fastest pace since 2008. Who was president of the United States then? Joe Biden, okay. And, oil prices, where gas prices are now in comparison to 10 years ago when Joe Biden and Barack Obama were there in office, okay. Inflation's spiraling, and Joe Biden says, What does he say?
Pleased to share more good news with the American people.
This is good news, everybody. I'm about to share some good news.
The latest report on consumer prices show that we've expanded some easing, the expected easing we thought was going to come has increased, that we've seen a good monthly report.
A good monthly report? Inflation is at 5.4%. It's going through the roof. It isn't stopping. Everybody knows what's going on with regards to how much you're paying at the supermarket. You all know it. I don't even have to tell you how much you're paying at the pump, how much you're paying at the supermarket. Even CNN is like, what's wrong with you?
The economy's reopening and you are paying, especially in grocery stores and restaurants. But the latest numbers prove prices are going up on just about everything.
Yeah. Compensation is now less than it was in December of 2019. In other words, all the money that you're making and all this extra money that you've been getting, and people are getting raises and $15 an hour and all this good stuff that we all demand. Well, guess what? It's being taken away by inflation because inflation is a tax. It's a tax on you. And so it's to no benefit to you. So through all of this, yesterday, Joe Biden says, here's what we got to do. You want to get oil prices down? We're going to reach out to OPEC. We need them to ramp it up a little bit. Can we get some more oil? Can we get OPEC to pump more oil for us so we can bring those prices down? Just want to stop and have you take a second and digest that. The suggestion by a sitting president of the United States on how to remedy the issue of higher gas prices at a time when inflation is going through the roof, when government spending is out of control. The answer is to go to OPEC and ask them and beg them to pump more oil so that we can... the energy independence thing, forget about that. That doesn't exist. When the answer was there when he took office, which is the XL Keystone Pipeline, and boy, there's some things we could have done. So Jen Psaki was asked that by a moment of journalism, where the question was asked, that's where we have to go?
Domestically, that the U.S. would consider to do to incentivize increased production here?
Yeah, well, what can we do domestically? Is there something? Well, the answer is clear. This president didn't do anything when we had an opportunity to do something domestically with the Keystone XL pipeline. But let's see what she says.
Well, I would also note that our NEC director, I should say, sent a letter to the FTC as well, encouraging them to consider looking at available tools to monitor the U.S. gasoline market. As you know, what we've seen, this isn't the first time this has happened, but even as oil prices go down, gas prices take a longer time to come down. Now, gas prices are still aligned with where they were back in 2018, but we know this is going to be, and they often go up in the summer. We've seen that trend over and over again.
Let me just stop for a second. That doesn't help us with the idea that the prices are going up right now and there's no end in sight, because we don't have anything internally that we can do as a country to do anything about this except to ask others to do it. That was the problem that we've been in for decades and decades and decades, that the former president was trying to get us out of and doing a good job until somebody else came along and decided to switch it up.
But this is a long-term issue, and we want to send the clear message that we are going to take steps, whether they are using the bully pulpit or otherwise, to make sure we are going after anti-competitive behavior.
But that is a different question than increasing production. You're asking OPEC to increase production. Is there anything the U.S. producers can do to increase production, or the U.S. administration would consider doing to make more U.S. oil?
Yeah, how are we going to make more U.S. oil? What can we do? We do here.
Well, that wasn't an ask we made. The point we have made in these communications is that we do have the supply. We're not making a supply question here, or we're not posing a supply question domestically. Obviously, OPEC has its own unique role on the global marketplace.
That's your answer. Please don't tell us. Do me a favor. If you're one of the many lefties, Democrats, Marxists that listen to this program and comment on a daily basis, and hi, just admit it. The policies of this administration when it comes to looking at others to help us to get out of a problem that becomes the price of gas, and how we can circumvent all of the individuals and OPEC and corporations and people that are outside of the United States when it comes to asking for and being held by these companies to keep prices high, that we can get around that by doing things domestically. And when your administration here, and we're talking about this White House, is all about looking outside of the United States because you have no desire to do anything to help not only jobs, but to take care of the issue that's at hand when it comes to oil and the XL pipeline and doing anything domestically for oil production. When you are admitting that, please don't tell us that this is a good policy. To go back to a time when we're being held by others when it comes to issues like this. Because it's wrong. You know it's wrong. Well, maybe you don't know it's wrong. Maybe you think it's okay because, I don't know, what? The environment, is that what it is? Yeah, so it's a good thing because it's a good thing we're not using that Keystone XL pipeline and doing that, because certainly doing things above ground rail and, you know, the how rail operates and what it burns in the atmosphere and everything, but there's no impact on the environment with that. What? Again, the policies on display by this administration and what they're doing are the reasons why we are having so many problems. It doesn't have to be this way with inflation. It doesn't have to be this way with vaccine hesitancy or issues along the border. There's a lot of different things that could go away if you just do the right thing. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's. You could watch there. You could subscribe to the podcast there. All right, we got more coming up, including a elementary school there in Atlanta who has decided that CRT is the way to go. And boy, the way to go when it comes to CRT and to do things right, according to one principal at this school you're going to hear about, is to separate the kids by race. That happened. We'll talk about that coming up. Stay breaking. 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
92.5 Fox News. There's a reason they call tasteless, stale food leftovers. Feed your brain the right way. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
No matter what it's like outside, Trane makes it comfortable inside. You can get a great deal now on a new heating and cooling system at Trane. Visit TraneInfo.com. Visit TraneInfo.com to find your local dealer and more, because it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, I'm Ty Laster, managing partner and CEO of Key City Capital. My family and I are putting down roots right here in Southwest Florida and are so happy to be a part of this community. We hope to meet you out at one of the country clubs or walking the town center or out on one of the beautiful beaches or parks. So why are we Key City Capital here in Southwest Florida? Well, at KCAP, our mission is to connect capital to wealth for all of our partners through passive real estate investments. And very simply, we generate and distribute double-digit returns for our investors by investing in single-family homes and apartments and unique alternative cash-flowing asset-backed investments.
If you're looking for significant returns from real estate and alternative investments without any risk of loss to your principal and without all the work of collecting rent or worrying about stock market volatility, call us today at 239-330-2080. That's 239-330-2080. Or check us out online today at kcap925.com. That's kcap925.com.
It's a new day, and it's coming at you fast. It could be the day your workforce doubles or the day your visitors quadruple. With Comcast Business, you'll have what you need to take on every twist and turn, like the flexibility to control multiple Wi-Fi networks from anywhere, and the power of the nation's largest gig speed network, the one that can deliver gig speeds to the most businesses. Every day in business is a big day. We'll keep you ready for what's next. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with a great offer for $35 each a month for 24 months for 2 years when you buy both. Want even more speed? Ask how to get up to 10 gigs for your small business. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go to ComcastBusiness.com today to find out more. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. New customers only with 35 megabits per second internet and one voice line. Early termination fee applies. Requires EcoBill and AutoPay. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change. Compares Comcast Business 10 gig EDI with AT&T 1 gig.
Hey, this is Papa, reporting that we're still getting a lot of calls from homeowners who were told they needed a new re-roof after Irma. Most of these folks had a few broken tiles that are obsolete. Our company has 2 warehouses filled with the older obsolete tiles that have never been used. If you think that you may not need a new re-roof, but only need to replace some obsolete tile, please call me for our free tile roof inspection. We may be able to repair and seal your roof to make it look new and beautiful, a lot cheaper than replacing the entire roof. If you call me for our free inspection, we'll place you on our proactive list, and in the event of another hurricane, you won't have to go searching for a contractor because we will automatically call you to see if you need assistance. Let me show you how we can clean and seal and protect your roof, pavers, and pool decks. On behalf of my sons, Casey, Carrie, and Cody, call us at 945-2700. That's 945-2700, area code 239-945-2700. We're open 24/7, and you can call us right now for a free tile roof inspection. License number CCC 1326213.
Got chronic joint pain, not having enough success with steroids, but trying to avoid surgery? Well, thankfully, there's a better way, and it's now available here from the medical professionals at QC Kinetics, now open in Naples. Hey, it's Drew Steele from Daybreak, talking about all new therapies, advanced all-natural regenerative treatments that can not only just give you relief, but also can restore and repair damaged tissue so you can have lasting relief. If you've got joint pain due to arthritis, knee pain, hip pain, shoulder pain, don't just think the old ways of dealing with pain are the only ways. You need to learn more about these new biologic therapy solutions. Call now for a free consultation. QC Kinetics at 239-893-PAIN. These remarkable treatments increase mobility, decrease pain, and help restore tissue. They actually encourage your body to heal itself. Call now and learn more about these restorative, regenerative, and revolutionary alternatives. Don't wait. Call today. QC Kinetics at 239-893-PAIN. That's 239-893-PAIN. 239-893-PAIN.
Southwest Florida homeowners. Home values are up and interest rates are down, which means now is a great time for a mortgage checkup. This is Mike Roberts, Vice President at Mortgage Warehouse. Many of you listening might have purchased or refinanced your home within the past year, so your mortgage could be the last thing on your mind. However, the real estate market has changed quite a bit in 2021, which means your home has likely increased in value. More equity in your home means there has never been a better time to get cash out for home improvements. You could also qualify for a lower mortgage rate with our no closing cost refinance loan, and for some, more equity in your home means you could eliminate mortgage insurance. Mortgage Warehouse is Southwest Florida's mortgage price leader. No points, no hidden fees, no closing cost, period. Give us a quick call today at 313-5000. That's 313-5000, mortgagewarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154, Equal Housing Lender.
Happy to be here. She's not some influencer. She's more of a groundbreaker, turning her 4-acre lot into
This break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Wink News, traffic.
Good Thursday morning. We have a crash right now at Buckingham Road and Gunnery Road, causing major slowdowns right near that area around Buckingham and Lehigh. So expect to see some delays, stop-and-go traffic. Also on Bell Boulevard, we're watching slowdown southbound in Lehigh with roadblock on Grant Boulevard right at the intersection near that crash. If you're heading out through Collier County, road's not looking too bad right now. Disabled vehicle along Livingston Road right near the entrance to Gray Oaks, just south of Pine Ridge Road. Another crash at Golden Gate Parkway right in the 5000 block that's close to the intersection of Tropicana Parkway and 50th Street West. Otherwise, looking nice and quiet along 75, 41, not seeing any major slowdowns. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, happy Thursday, Southwest Florida. A dry start to the day. Temperatures will be heating up fast throughout this afternoon. We'll be back into the middle 90s with a high near 94 degrees. Thunderstorms arrive for the second half of the day, especially after 2 p.m. Look out for some periods of heavy rain and lots of lightning with these storms rolling on in from the east. Things wind down as we head into tonight. Temperatures falling into middle 70s. Kick off another dry start to your Friday with storms again for the afternoon. All eyes on Fred as we head into the upcoming weekend and its track right now, looking like a rainmaker here in Southwest Florida. Also be prepared for some breezy conditions, and you want to stay tuned to those updates. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Stay right here, because after Drew, it's Glenn Beck, 9 to noon. 92.5 Fox News. Right, all along.
Pandemic, market drops, elections. Don't let the noise and fear distract you. Where do you go for clarity in uncertain times? I'm Alfie Townsend, Southwest Florida's financial planner. For experience, advice on planning for retirement, visit savingtheinvestor.com.
At Johnson Spinal Care 596 Back, I strive to offer the highest level of care for those suffering with back and neck problems. With unparalleled service and our award-winning non-surgical spinal decompression approach, thousands of people have chosen us to treat their back or neck problems. If you are seeking lasting relief that is proven effective without needles or surgery, then call today to see if you may be a candidate. This completely safe treatment can be effective for many conditions, including sciatica, ruptured or herniated discs, facet syndrome, compressed nerves, arthritis, and spinal stenosis. Additionally, people who had failed back surgery in the past often find incredible relief from spinal decompression. At Johnson Spinal Care, all our treatments are drug-free and non-surgical. We use new and comprehensive approaches that provide lasting relief. Johnson Spinal Care is here to serve you. Call our Medicare-friendly office today for an immediate, no-charge telephone consultation. 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
Great news, Southwest Florida. The best trade-in deal ever is back at Naples Nissan. If your trade-in is a 2013 or newer with less than 120,000 miles on it, regardless of what brand it is or where you bought it from, Naples Nissan will give you the full original base MSRP for it so you can drive home in a brand new Nissan. That's right, folks. Aaron Walker here. Hey, whatever the car you're driving now was worth when it was brand new, even if you didn't buy it new, that's exactly what it will be worth right now. But only at Naples Nissan. Oh, and by the way, while inventory may seem short elsewhere, that's definitely not the case for us over here on Pine Ridge Road. We've got over 300 new Nissan models to choose from, including over 100 all-new, completely redesigned Rogue models. Get full offer details and pick out the new Nissan you want to drive home today at naplesnissan.com. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
Hi, I'm Keith, the owner of Storm Shield Windows and Doors in North Fort Myers. And when it comes to hurricane windows and doors, you have two choices, Storm Shield and all the rest. Here's what our client Lauren had to say.
Our windows made a difference in terms of how our house looked. So it looked 30 years old with our old windows. And now that we have our new Storm Shield windows, they look totally different. Our coastal look is coming along. We definitely have other projects to do, but the look alone of these windows has definitely improved our house. We have more energy efficient windows than we had before. It's quiet, and we definitely know in the event of a storm that we're safe and secure.
Storm Shield's windows and doors reduce the exterior noise by up to 80%, and our clients typically see an average energy savings of 40%. Why choose Storm Shield? Because everyone deserves the best. Call us today at 239-491-7002 or visit stormshieldSWFL.com.
Have lunch with Clay and Buck at noon, right after Glenn Beck at 9. 92.5 Fox News. Right, all along.
239-479-5592 is the talk and text line, and that's the number you'll use in about 10 more minutes when we do Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD, and that coming up. Always a lot of fun, and we thank you for playing and having some fun with us and learning a little bit civics and such and the like and things. So that's coming up. And I know, a lot of people, I'm seeing some of the text, and I know some of the news has not been great. It's almost depressing sometimes. It's not fun. There's a lot of issues that are out there that people are concerned about with regard to the infrastructure bill and the folding up of Republicans. Like it feels like 19 in particular that just don't seem to get it. And where are we going if we're looking at issues like this and we can't define one party from the other? If they all seem the same, then it gets frustrating. And obviously with vaccines and hesitancy and mask mandates and kids. I mean, look, it's not all bad, right? I mean, it's not like, I don't know, Jake, it's not like Batman and Robin, like Robin's a bisexual or anything like that. It's
breaking news.
A bombshell. Oh, this just in. Yes, he is. DC Comics has officially made Robin come out as bisexual. In the latest installment of Batman Urban Legends, Tim Drake, known as Robin, agrees to go on a date with a man named Bernard Dowd. They go on to talk about how it all happens, that I don't want to know. Just, it's a lot of questions as to, is it necessary or... Anyway, all right. If we're going to be looking at issues of the day, you look at that and you're just like, all right, well, put that aside. It's a comic book. It's not like we've got schools in America that are starting to separate kids by race in schools because of CRT. That's not happening, so I don't have to worry.
Breaking news.
A bombshell. This just in. Yep, they're doing that too. Hey, have you heard about this?
Yes, the school district here has looked into these allegations and says it has taken action. Still, parent Kyla Posey says she can't believe a principal thought separating students according to race was a good idea.
Story from the New York Post. A black mother is blasting her daughter's Georgia elementary school for, quote-unquote, segregating African-American students to give them, quote, more opportunities amid a series of controversies tied to critical race theory. But now listen, you can't be a world-class school district unless you are teaching critical race theory. There's no doubt about it. You know, the separation of kids by race. Nothing could go wrong here.
We've lost sleep trying to figure out, like, why would a person do this?
Kyla Posey says she was stunned when she learned about classes segregated by race at Mary Linn Elementary last year, a practice she says was put in place and condoned by Principal Sharon Briscoe.
First, it was just disbelief that I was having this conversation in 2020 with a person that looks just like me, a black woman. It's segregating classrooms. You cannot segregate classrooms. You can't do it.
No, you can't. Well, actually, yes, you can. Critical race theory has taken over. And listen, if you're teaching the world that we live in a systemically racist society here that was built by whites who obviously are racist and the like, and we've got to make sure that we separate kids by race, and we have to fundamentally, break down the system in order to build it back up in a better way that's anti-racist. That is it a shock to you that there might ultimately be a principal who looks at this and says, yeah, you're right, I need to separate the kids? Do you see how insidious critical race theory is? Again, Kyla Posey filed a federal discrimination complaint against Mary Linn Elementary School in Atlanta, as she learned her daughter had been placed in a class only for black students. She's outraged. Sharon Briscoe, who's also black, the principal, informed that the students would be separated by race to give them more opportunities. But critical race theory, listen, y'all went out the other day and in 5 different locations around Southwest Florida to let school districts know and teachers that are doing this and administrators that we've got an eye out for you. And people have been going to school board meetings and all across the country and complaining about, no, there's nothing, but that's ridiculous. It's not being taught. There's no critical race theory being taught in our schools. We can't be world class unless we do, though. How do you square that circle? So we can't be world class if we don't teach it, but we're not teaching it. Really, which one is it?
Posey says she found out the school was putting black students in 2 separate classes with 2 separate teachers. The white kids were placed in 6 classes with 6 different teachers. The parent says she found this out when she let Briscoe know she wanted her child placed in the classroom of a teacher she thought would be a good fit. Posey says the principal said that wouldn't work.
She said that that's not one of the black classes, and I immediately said, what does that mean? I was confused. I asked for more clarification I was like, we have those in the school? And she proceeded to say that, yes, I have decided that I'm going to place all of the black students in 2 classes.
Yes, she decided that. It's not oh man, this is wrong. I shouldn't do this. Even legally, this is wrong. But no, she made that decision. Much of the outrage is centered on concerns that children are being indoctrinated into believing that white people are inherently racist and that race plays a role in most or all social interactions. So if you start to teach kids this, if you have teachers and principals in certain schools, even here in Southwest Florida, and school districts who believe that we have to teach critical race theory, which inherently is doing this, and then all of a sudden a principal decides to take it one step further, or a step that is a little more than a controversy, but a legal issue, are you surprised? Does this shock you? No. We're wrong. We're wrong. We're the crazy ones. We're the nut jobs that are out there. Listen, you tinfoil hat, probably Trump-supporting conservative, probably, family-loving, constitutional-loving, apple pie and I don't know, whatever. Okay. Yeah, you're the crazies, and we can't be world-class without doing this to our kids and our teachers and our principals and the administration. This is horrific. And everybody knows it, and so do you. And somehow you're trying to justify it, or you're trying to make us feel like, no, this is completely different. That's not what this is. No, that's exactly what this is. It's exactly what it is. It's outrageous. And there are plenty of people who've had enough. There are plenty of school boards, even with mask mandates. People have had enough. There are teachers that are willing to do something extraordinary, knowing full well what is about to come, or maybe not what's about to come. You have Laura Morris, who at Luckett's Elementary School, one school I'm trying to think of exactly where that is, in Leesburg, who said, you know what? For me, enough is enough. And these are extraordinary people.
My name is Laura Morris. I have been a teacher in Loudoun County Public Schools for 5 years and a teacher for 10. In that time, I have learned so much, being on the cutting edge of educational technology and working with a diverse population of students that I have loved. This year, I have the privilege to follow my amazing fourth graders up to fifth, and I have been excited about this all summer. On the other hand, this summer I have struggled with the idea of returning to school, knowing that I'll be working yet again with a school division that, despite its shiny tech and flashy salary, promotes political ideologies that do not square with who I am as a believer in Christ. After reading about your lack of consideration for the growing population of concerned citizens in this division, clearly evidenced by this empty room tonight, where you shut the doors to the public, as well as the emails sent by the superintendent last year, reminding me that a dissenting opinion is not allowed, even to be spoken in my personal life, going so far as to send a form to my colleagues and I, encouraging us to fill it out if we hear one another speaking against the controversial policies being promoted by this school board and adopted in this county. Not only that, but within the last year, I was told in one of my so-called equity trainings that white, Christian, able-bodied females currently have the power in our schools, and that, quote, this has to change. Clearly, you've made your point. You no longer value me or many other teachers you've employed in this county. So since my contract outlines the power that you have over my employment in Loudoun County Public Schools, I thought it necessary to resign in front of you. School board, I quit. I quit your policies, I quit your trainings, and I quit being a cog in a machine that tells me to push highly politicized agendas on our most vulnerable constituents, the children. I will find employment elsewhere. I encourage all parents and staff in this county to flood the private schools in the surrounding area.
And they cut her mic off. Would you do that? Would you make a move like that? It's a pretty brave individual there. You think she's doing that because she wants to? I mean, who's right and who's wrong in this situation? How many teachers are being bullied into staying into a position that they don't feel comfortable being in because they just can't lose their job? They just can't afford to lose it. And how many school board members know it? And we'll put out messages, and behind the scenes, we'll wink and a nod. You're on board with us, right? Because this is the way it's going to be. And that kind of pressure. And how many of you are going through that kind of pressure as well? But make no mistake about the bottom line, which is we're not going away. Parents are not going away. Families are not going away. School boards are still going to be held to account. We're going to show up at school boards. We're going to go to the legislature here in Tallahassee very soon to do things and to ensure once again that critical race theory is not being taught in schools, that you're not indoctrinating our kids, that you're not telling them that they need to be separated by race. And then to have principals start to consider doing the same exact thing for the good of the education of the child. Like, that's what they believe. Like, how could you possibly think that unless you also are being indoctrinated into this? 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. Streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's. You can watch there, and you can subscribe to the podcast there as well, and we appreciate you doing that. All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Let's do this now. I don't know where you are. I don't know if you're driving, if you're at work, if you're on your way dropping the kids off at school, whatever it is you're doing. It's time right now to play Drew's College of Political Knowledge for questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. Who's ready? Caller number 5 at 239-479-5592. We'll take caller 5, and we'll have a little bit of fun. You'll win. You'll play Drew's College next on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Right all along with traffic, here is Therese O'Shea.
Good morning. Keeping a close eye on delays along 75 southbound heading between Alico Road and Corkscrew Road. A crash is reported right now southbound at mile marker 122, just south of the exit to Corkscrew. So if you're heading that direction, it looks like it's supposedly blocking a left lane, and that's causing a lot of those backups. Just off of there to the east, Corkscrew Road is very backed up, heading eastbound, close to Ben Hill Griffin Parkway, and just east of there approaching Pinewoods Elementary, especially in the right-hand turn lane. A lot of stopped cars trying to get into the entrance to that school. Seeing major delays westbound along Daniels Parkway coming out of Gateway right now, out of Lehigh as well, approaching Gateway Boulevard. And right near Buckingham Airfield, we have a crash at Buckingham Road and Gunnery Road North. No word on roadblock, just seeing delays in both directions at the intersection. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, we're off to a quiet and warm start to kick off the day. Temperatures will be warming up quickly under a partly cloudy sky with highs back into the middle 90s for this afternoon. Thunderstorms arrive yet again for the second half of the day, especially after 2 p.m. with things winding down as we head into this evening. Temperatures cooling down to the middle 70s to kick off your Friday. All eyes on Fred as we head into the upcoming weekend that'll be bringing us the potential to see some wet and breezy weather for both Saturday and Sunday. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Have lunch with Clay and Buck at noon, right after Glenn Beck at 9. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Is foot pain making your life miserable? The Good Feet store specializes in foot pain relief. Call 552-FEET or visit us at the Good Feet store in Naples or our newest location in Fort Myers. Or stop in for a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
All right, guys, who's excited about getting home today and finding out that your AC is now broken and it is 90 degrees outside?
Not me.
Matt and Justin here with Island Air with some great news for all of Southwest Florida. When the time comes to replace your old, outdated air conditioning system, you don't have to pull from any of your fund money to do so.
Many of our customers have had to sacrifice their vacation because of replacement of their air conditioning systems.
Now, for a limited time, we are including a vacation voucher with the purchase of your new home air conditioning system, redeemable for cruises and luxury condos in many countries around the world.
Please take the opportunity to let Island Air take you to the islands or many other places around the world.
Rather than stressing about whether or not your air conditioning system is going to make it, call us today to find out more details on how to claim your voucher. Call 239-466-8668.
Call 466-8668 for more details.
License number CAC 057544.
Dr. Svetlana Kogan here, a board-certified internal medicine concierge physician on 5th Avenue South in Naples. Many of you wonder what holistic practice is. Well, good health is like a puzzle. It depends on how you perceive yourself, your environment, what you eat, your relationships, and lifestyle. It takes time and skill for the doctor to put these pieces of the puzzle together for you and come up with solutions customized to your specific needs. Holistic doctors believe that less medication is better and use preventive approach to keep you out of harm's way. This is also a concierge practice. Every patient gets my email and cell phone for emergencies and can be seen the same day if necessary. You are seen by me personally, and we take all the time that you need. You can visit my website, customlongevity.com. That's customlongevity.com to learn about how I, Dr. Svetlana Kogan, can help you feel healthy and balanced again.
License number CCC 1333045.
Storm safety starts at the top. When the wind and rain come, count on Crown Residential Services to make certain your roof is storm ready. After all, it should never rain inside your house. Crown offers repairs, replacement, free estimates, and the Crown Guard maintenance program, so you can be prepared and stay prepared. Is your roof ready? Not sure? Count on Crown. Call 855-CROWN-55. That's 855-CROWN-55. Make sure your biggest investment is absolutely protected. Call 855-CROWN-55.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
Attention, class. It's time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge.
It's Drew's College.
All right, let's go to Steve. Steve's in Fort Myers. Hello, Steve.
Good morning, Drew.
Good morning, sir. It's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. Your associate's degree question, sir, starts right now. Steve, who was the governor before Ron DeSantis?
Rick Scott.
That's correct, sir. All right, you got an associate's. We'll see if you get a bachelor's degree on this question. Give me 3 wars that were fought by the United States in the 1800s. Give me 3 of them.
The Civil War, the Spanish-American War, and we got one more. Is this the one I should know most?
Yeah, well,
I'm going to strike out on the third one.
It's probably the most obvious, but the War of 1812 is one of them, or the Mexican-American War. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, let's see if you get a bachelor's degree on this question. Who wrote the Star-Spangled Banner?
Francis Scott Key.
There you go. Okay, big comeback. All right, you got a bachelor's. We'll see if you get a master's degree on this question. I'm not sure which one I want to ask. All right, let's do this one. Pretty simple if you listen to what I'm saying here. In 2002, we proposed adding a new cabinet department called the Department of Homeland Security in 2002. Who did that? Which president proposed this?
George Bush.
There you go. All right. Very good. All right. Congratulations. You got yourself a, what did you get? A master's degree? Yeah, you got a master's degree today, Andrews College. Steve, how do you feel?
Person on my phone this morning.
If you insist, I can't.
On my phone.
I can't be assured of that, but you know what? If you insist, all right. Could be a party line. Remember party lines?
I'm not that old, but I do know of them.
Do you watch old TV shows?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's how I got it. I just brought that up because yesterday we were watching, my son likes Dennis the Menace, believe it or not, as a TV show. It's like one of his favorites, Dennis the Menace. He's an old soul, and Andy Griffith and all that. And they had a whole episode on party lines. And you fighting with a neighbor, and the party line you'd pick up, and it turns out it was somebody he was getting ready to work for, and there was this whole big, it was a lot of fun. All right, we got to go. All right, thanks, Steve. We appreciate you. All the best.
Thank you.
Yeah, take it back at you. Okay. Yeah, there was like a party line episode. So you have no idea what I'm talking about, Jake. There was a time where you would share a line of the phone with other people in the neighborhood. So you would pick up the phone and somebody would already be talking on it, like 3 houses down, and they're having a full conversation. You're like, oh, I'm sorry. And you'd have to pick up and wait to see if they were off the. Did you not know that? See? Another thing that the youths of America are learning today, thanks to Drew's College, not because of Drew's College, but it's because it's. You see, that's why you got to hang out, because you never know. Even after Drew's College, you never know what you're going to find out. Here, are you ready for another one? How much time do we have? Can I talk about this? Mattel is responding to complaints about their new Olympic skater Barbie, and they're apologizing for falling short of expectations. The intention is to represent the community with the skateboarder doll. What community? The Asian community. We fully receive and recognize the feedback. The toy company Mattel responded to complaints about the new Olympic skater. It's a Barbie doll. It doesn't look Asian. And they admitted they fell short because it's just not a good representation of the Asian community. We'll find more ways to champion all representation and celebrate them. Are there people that have nothing else to do but sit on the internet? Like some guy that's 400 pounds in his mother's basement. I said, remember the former president said that? Okay. That's just sitting there in their basement, combing over the internet, finding outrage.
Drinking Mountain Dew.
That's their job. Like, job opening needed. Somebody to comb the internet for outrage. Jake is like, how much does it pay?
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
Hi, Michael Crothers, owner of Pure Air Conditioning. Now that our economy is reopened and to help the community, we've decided to offer a safe $29 AC maintenance. All Pure Air employees are supplied with gloves, foot coverings, and KN95 masks for your and their protection. Find us online at getpureair.com to schedule your safe $29 AC maintenance. Join me every Saturday at 11:30 a.m. for the Get Pure Air radio show. I'll be talking about everything from air conditioning maintenance to troubleshooting tips.
Why would someone take a chance on purchasing a frameless shower door from a big box store or an online discounter of an obscure brand, and then try and find a licensed, qualified installer to put it in, when you can deal directly with a local, family-owned business that consults, measures, manufactures, and installs their own award-winning brand of shower doors? My Shower Door is a family-owned and operated business and has the highest ratings on Angie's List and Home Advisor. Want to see more? Go to myshowerdor.com.
You tired of living with chronic pain, knee pain, joint pain? Well, listen carefully because now there are new treatments available here. I'm not talking about surgery or steroids. There are regenerative treatments from the medical professionals at QC Kinetics. Hey, it's Drew Steele from Daybreak talking about QC Kinetics. They're the leader in these exciting biological therapies that help restore and repair damaged tissue in your joints with lasting results. If you've got pain in your knees, shoulders, hip, or back, joint pain that won't go away, you need to check out these new treatments with astonishing patient satisfaction reports. They can actually help your body restore and repair itself with no downtime, no drugs, no surgery. Call now to schedule your free consultation at QC Kinetics, 239-893-PAIN. Tired of dealing with your joint pain? Want to get moving again? You need to learn more about how biologic therapies are changing the way we think about dealing with joint pain. It's exciting stuff. Don't wait. Call today. QC Kinetics, 239-893-PAIN. That's 239-893-PAIN. 239-893-PAIN.
Grandpa Joe doesn't want voter ID, but Uncle Sam says we have to do a station ID. 92.5 WFSX Estero, Fox News. Right, all along.
The new COVID cases keep piling up. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. 135,000 more infections reported yesterday in a surge back to early February numbers. And numerous reports have the FDA as early as today authorizing a third COVID vaccine dose, a booster shot, to Americans with compromised immune systems. California is the first state to require teachers to get a COVID vaccine. Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom.
We think this is a sustainable way to keeping our schools open.
Some schools that have already opened for the new year shut down and switched to temporary remote learning already because of COVID cases in class. The latest fifth graders at a Cobb County, Georgia school. As school districts in Texas and Florida spar with governors over school mask mandates, but Republican Congressman Jim Jordan tells Fox.
I don't want to hear anything about COVID cases in Florida, mask mandates in New York, vaccine passports. I don't want to hear anything about that until the Biden administration deals with the crisis they created on our southern border.
COVID cases have spiked in an ongoing migrant surge. The head of Homeland Security heads to the border today. Fox's Eben Brown has more live.
Yeah, Dave, DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas is scheduled to travel to southern Texas to Brownsville, where he will meet with Border Patrol officials and receive an in-person briefing about the continuing problem with migrants crossing illegally into the U.S. from Mexico. At least 210,000 crossed illegally in July alone. And while in Brownsville, Mayorkas will also meet with local officials and take questions from reporters, Dave.
And the Taliban has taken over a 10th provincial capital in Afghanistan.
We're certainly watching this with deep concern. There's no question that the security situation on the ground is deteriorating.
Pentagon Press Secretary John Kirby tells Fox as U.S. troops finish withdrawing this month, Afghan forces have the capability to fight back. States will get key data today from the 2020 census that showed the U.S. population at 331 million people. They'll use the info to reshape legislative districts. America's listening to Fox News.
Wink News, traffic.
Good morning. Busy morning commute out there. Still tracking delays southbound on 75 near Alico Road. No crash out there any longer, though. We're dealing with a crash also along Alico Road east of I-75, heading through the area toward Corkscrew, and then along Corkscrew Road, also east of 75. Got another crash. No injuries. Doesn't look like much roadblock near the intersection of Carter Road. Heading out right now through Lehigh, a crash still causing delays at Buckingham Road and Gunnery Road near the Buckingham Airfield. Watching an accident also in North Fort Myers on Bayshore Road, right near Raymond Building Supply. Watch for some slowdowns in that area. And in South Fort Myers, a crash on 41 South, right near Bell Tower Park Boulevard. Collier County roads pretty clear for the most part, dealing with stop-and-go traffic on Immokalee Road near Gulf Coast High School between Logan Boulevard and 951. And a crash in Immokalee at State Road 82 and Corkscrew Road. No injuries there. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, happy Thursday, Southwest Florida. A dry start to the day. Temperatures will be heating up fast throughout this afternoon. We'll be back into the middle 90s at the high near 94 degrees. Thunderstorms arrive for the second half of the day, especially after 2 p.m. Look out for some periods of heavy rain and lots of lightning with these storms rolling on in from the east. Things wind down as we head into tonight. Temperatures falling into middle 70s. Kick off another dry start to your Friday with storms again for the afternoon. All eyes on Fred as we head into the upcoming weekend in its track right now, looking like a rainmaker here in Southwest Florida. Also be prepared for some breezy conditions, and you want to stay tuned to those updates. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Bugged by the left? Log on to rightallalong.net, the place to find 92.5 Fox News online.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. New South is Florida's factory direct window company. We manufacture, install, and guarantee your windows for life. One company, one call. Our replacement windows are made to better enhance the energy efficiency of your home and stand up to Florida weather. New South Window, home of the ultimate Florida window for you. Made in Florida, for Florida homes, by Florida workers, because we know Florida weather.
Going on now. Buy 2 windows, get a third free. Call 1-800-NEW-WINDOWS.
Homeowners, you hear the news every day. Rates go up and rates go down. While the economy struggles to recover, rising inflation rears its ugly head. Stop banging your head against a wall. Mortgage rates are again at all-time lows. That's right, rates are at all-time lows. Put a bit of cash back in your pocket with a refi from True Mortgage. Get a 15-year fixed at just 1.75%, 2.140% APR. Even better, True Mortgage will cover your title, escrow, and appraisal fees. Qualification is fast and simple. Keep more of your hard-earned money and boost your savings. Lock in a lifetime of true value today with the lowest rates ever offered at 800-430-3334. That's 800-430-3334. 800-430-3334. Or visit TrueNow.com. Sign on the line. Inc. DBA True Mortgage is located at 100 Spectrum Center Drive, Suite 520, Irvine, California 92618. Equal housing lender. Terms and conditions apply. Based on a loan amount of $400,000. Monthly principal and interest payments. Primary residence only with a 50% loan to value. Not all applicants will qualify. NMLS number MLD1713.
Summer is here, and Conditioned Air wants to introduce you to our new Easy Comfort solution, the coolest way to get your new AC. Now you can get a new AC unit for one low monthly payment and no down payment. Best of all, annual tune-ups, a smart thermostat, air filters, and repairs due to normal wear and tear are all included. Call Conditioned Air today, the comfort people since 1962. 1-888-COLD-AIR or online at conditionedair.com. License number CAC 1819590.
Hello, I'm Brian Resney, president of Resney Wealth Management and host of the Resney Wealth Report and TV show on the weekends. Investors come to my TV and radio shows to learn and to get educated so they can make better decisions about their retirement and their portfolio. What's your risk management strategy? Are you willing to subject your portfolio to another massive decline in a set it and forget it strategy, or are you looking for a difference? Listen to my show Sunday mornings, 10 to noon on 92.5 Fox News Radio.
It's a new day, and it's coming at you fast. It could be the day your workforce doubles or the day your visitors quadruple. With Comcast Business, you'll have what you need to take on every twist and turn. like the flexibility to control multiple Wi-Fi networks from anywhere, and the power of the nation's largest gig speed network, the one that can deliver gig speeds to the most businesses. Every day in business is a big day. We'll keep you ready for what's next. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with a great offer for $35 each a month for 24 months for 2 years when you buy both. Want even more speed? Ask how to get up to 10 gigs for your small business. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go to ComcastBusiness.com today to find out more. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. New customers only with 35 megabits per second internet and one voice line. Early termination fee applies. Requires EcoBill and AutoPay. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change. Compares Comcast Business 10 gig EDI with AT&T 1 gig.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live.
And we do appreciate everybody who is also subscribing to the podcast. Thank you very much. If you go to drewsteele.com, the link is there. And it's all, it's at your favorite locations. So it's out there. Yeah, I want to talk a little bit more coming up, certainly about what's going on here in the state of Florida with mask mandates and the constant attacks on the left and Democrats and the media against Ron DeSantis. It's a never-ending barrage. It just doesn't stop. And clearly the reason why is because of the threat for 2024. Everybody knows that and sees that. But again, to what end? There's so much that's going on across the country, and the charges against individuals, rightly so. Gavin Newsom, who is looks like is going to be recalled in the state of California, and who's out there to take his place? I'm sure it's not going to be anybody like Arnold Schwarzenegger, because certainly I'm not sure if this is the person that you want representing you in the governor's house there in California, once again, when talking about masks mandates and vaccine mandates and the like. And Arnold Schwarzenegger's like, what was
to think about, well, my freedom is being kind of disturbed here. No, screw your freedom.
Hey, there's a good thing for a governor or former governor to say, right?
Screw your freedom.
That guy, are you sure that guy was a Republican? Okay, I'm just checking. Yeah, so there's Arnold Schwarzenegger talking about your freedoms and what you can do with them. Sounds pretty awful to me, not a very good thing. On the heels of Gavin Newsom, who obviously is being challenged, and we'll see how the recall goes, and the way he has absolutely positively destroyed the state of California. When Gavin Newsom wants to lie about the facts and a lot of the things that have been happening there, in some of the issues of the fires that are there in California and the things that can be done when it comes to clearing some of the forest that is out there, the trees that need to be cleared so that you don't have these raging wildfires, and how it isn't going to happen thanks to environmental policies that are all the rage in California. And obviously other things that are going on with the talk about how he has been handling the issue of electricity in the state, and how it has been harming individuals to be able to take care of their families, and these outages and the like, and those issues. I mean, isn't right? Governor Cuomo, obviously a recall there, or not a recall, but a impeachment of, and the possibility of, and finally resigning and not letting go of the fact that there was a nursing home scandal where lives were lost, and to be once again focusing on that. And I mentioned it yesterday, and I've talked to friends about this, and my concern with regard to Andrew Cuomo in New York is not just some of the things behind the scenes, not just the Cuomo family and the representation on CNN of Chris Cuomo and helping his brother and the like, and all of those dirty things going on and ugly behind the scenes. I'm talking about in front of the scenes, where lives were lost because of this nursing home issue and the scandal that everybody knows about, and he needs to be held accountable. You can't just take a governor that has done what he has done with regard to COVID, and all of a sudden go, listen, he's out of office. No problem. He's gone, right? So we can just wash our hands. No. If there are criminal complaints against him, we have to take it to the end result to find out whether or not those sexual harassment criminal complaints have some there, and whether or not there needs to be consequences, and consequences for a nursing home scandal that has to be looked at, talked about, discovered, and then ultimately there needs to be something that at the end of the day we can look and say justice has been served. Justice is not somebody resigning and walking away and going, all right, I'll live to see another day. No. But to think about all of those things, right? Gavin Newsom and the issues in the state and what a disaster California is, and looking at Governor Cuomo and soon to be former, and what he did in the state of New York, and the issues of impeachment, or the issues of resigning, or the issues of recalls, all of these different things. And you're somehow going to equate all of those things to Ron DeSantis. And the left will do it. They're trying their best to do it. And I brought this up earlier. Again, a couple of things here that are going on. Number one, what is it with the media that they just can't get it right? What is it with the media, whether local, state, or nationally? What is it with you guys that you can't report on things properly? You can't report on things honestly, that selectively somehow things have to be left out of the discussion so that you can make some kind of greater point that Ron DeSantis is in the same league as Newsom or Cuomo, where he has to be either recalled or impeached or Healthy Florida made the choice in the state of Florida that, according to everything that has been out there in the state about COVID cases ticking up, that it might be a good idea for the state to have ventilators and to have some other things on hand, 200 ventilators and 100 high-flow nasal kits and related supplies. Federal government has sent them. This was the reporting. Jesse Rodriguez on his Twitter account, reporter. HHS, the federal government, sent 200 ventilators and 100 high-flow nasal kits and related supplies to Florida this week to help the state respond to the surge in COVID hospitalizations. Okay, well, that's not the whole story. So what the media did, CNN and MSNBC and others, what they decided to do was run with the idea that it is such a disaster here in the state, that we are out of control, that hospitals are overwhelmed, that there's triage going on the streets, there's tents up, there's not enough ventilators, there's not enough anything, that the governor had to sheepishly just kick around and go, okay, I guess, yeah, I don't want to have to do this, but Meanwhile, it's Healthy Florida that does it. It was Christina Pushaw, who is the spokeswoman for DeSantis, who said, listen, why is the Biden administration, which they decided to do, and Jen Psaki jumping all over this, as well as the media, why are they trying to make this into a political issue? Nobody from the governor's office asked for the ventilators. Healthy Florida did, and here's a standard routine process the governor doesn't need to be looped in on. They made this choice that this would be a good idea to be preemptive and to have it here. And if it's going to get to the point where it's that bad, then shouldn't we have them? Oh, no, it's that bad, Drew. You don't understand. That's what we're talking about. I mean, the cases, it's a horrible what's happening in the state. Is it? Because one Tampa Bay Times reporter, Kirby Wilson, pointed out that according to what MSNBC and others have been putting out in this data, saying the hospitals are overwhelmed. They don't have enough ventilators. They don't have enough equipment that they need. He said, for what it's worth, none of the hospital folks I've talked to have said that they're short on supplies. Justin Sr., the CEO of Safety Net Hospital Alliance of Florida, whose members often treat the sickest and neediest patients, said he's heard nothing about a ventilator shortage. Maybe it's good to have them on hand and be preemptive and to know that if there was something that needed to happen, like if you had, let's just say, I'm just throwing this out there. Let's say you had 18 months of preparation after, let's say, a pandemic, and maybe there's federal money that's available to you, you would assume that you'd be building more beds or getting more ventilators or having things staffed up in your hospitals so that you would be prepared for what could possibly be another pandemic in the future, because that's what you would want to do, unless, of course, that's not what you did. I'm not saying that anybody locally did that or anything like that or across the state or even nationally, but I'm just asking. But again, tell the whole story. Just tell the whole thing. And it's constant fight against the governor. It's constant. What's happening with masks in the state and why it is that there are certain people who are all about cheering on those that are talking about just looking at DeSantis and whatever he says about mask mandates and the like and going, we're not going to follow that. We're just not going to do it. And that's a lot of what's happening here as well, where you're having certain places like Broward County, who is now deciding to lawyer up and saying, yeah, you're telling us, Governor, that you're not going to pay us, that you're out there saying that, listen, you're going to go against all these the illegal mask mandates that we're talking about, that it's illegal to have mask mandates in the schools, and maybe there might be an issue with somebody getting paid and the like, and what do some Broward County members of the school district say?
Standing up for our students and our families is part of our job. Being afraid that we're going to lose our job, be removed from office, fined, lose our salary, bring it. Bring it.
Bring it. Some tough talk from Broward County. They brought in outside counsel. And what are they saying?
Because when you put that out there, it makes me work harder for our school children and our families. So if you're coming, it's going to happen.
Makes them work harder for their families and their kids. Let me decipher what was said there. I'm going to work harder against you. They're saying that I'm going to work harder against you. No. This is about the kids and the families. Really? I have a child in your school. I'm a parent. I want my child to have the ability to opt in or opt out of masks. You don't speak for me. That's that broad stroke of these districts that are saying, no, we speak for every. No. We can do that. Consulted with my doctor, and we've talked about this, and we've made this decision. You don't get to do that. But they do, and why do they continue to do it? And this is quite a battle because the governor has a choice. You know, as a 2024 leading GOP candidate for president of the United States and a 22 election that is critical that he wins in the state, this is the kind of pushback that's happening like in Broward County. You know, a lot of your major metropolitan cities around the states are the ones that are pushing back against the illegal mask mandate issue. And, you know, you can't back down. He can't let them defy these orders. You just can't do it. Politically, you can't give them the win. So you just keep an eye on it. But again, you look at some of the things that are happening in other states around the country. You look at California and what a mess it is. You look at Andrew Cuomo in New York and what a mess that situation is. And the bailouts that are coming states' ways like New York and California who can't get their fiscal house in order. And somehow that these are the individuals that are lifted up and lauded as the best and the brightest and the smartest and everything else. And then you have this governor here in the state and clearly what he's doing and everybody knows it and sees it. And yet you're equating him with them? Recalls and resignations? Yeah. 2024 and 2022 is here now, and it's something to keep an eye on. I do just wish that the media and others would just do the kind of reporting that needs to be done, the whole story and everything about it, as opposed to cherry picking to figure out what they can do to damage a governor. 239-479-5592. It's Daybreak 92.5. Fox News. We'll find out what's going on with traffic in just a second. I want to remind you, drewsteele.com, the website, if you want to watch And if you want to subscribe to the podcast, the link is there as well. You ready to find out what's happening with traffic? Coming up in just a little while from now, we'll get to that on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
92.5 Fox News. Joe Biden's plan for America? Recycled leftovers. Time for some right thinking. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Are you one of the millions of homeowners who haven't refinanced yet? If so, I'm here to tell you it's not too late. Hi, I'm Wesley Hogan with Westland Financial. Although the lowest rates may be in our rearview mirror, as the economy recovers from the biggest economic shock of our lifetime, rates still remain near historic lows. In fact, with the dramatic increase in home values, this may be the perfect time to put that new home equity to work. Take advantage of our cash out refi program and pay off high rate credit cards, car loans, or other high interest rate debt. Or finally make those home improvements you put on hold for so long. Best of all, we can do this with no closing costs. That's right, whether it's a conventional, FHA, or VA loan, we'll pay for your title, settlement, lender, and recording fees. So call Westland at 888-455-3669. That's 888-455-3669. It's the biggest no-brainer in the history of mankind. 888-455-3669.
NMLS number 3304. Not all loans apply. Equal housing lender.
Greetings from Health Plan Network. First, a sincere thank you to the folks at WFSX and their loyal listeners. The response to our recent individual health insurance ads have been phenomenal. Second, a short history lesson. When the federal government made their last attempt at socialized medicine or Obamacare, most insurance companies refused to participate, leaving millions with no choice but the high premiums and deductibles on the marketplace. On the other hand, our clients were able to keep their non-cancelable coverage and have enjoyed low premiums and great coverage for the last 7 years. The new administration has promised another run at their stated goal of nationalized health insurance. If you're on Obamacare, uninsured, or on COBRA, now is the time to act. Protect yourself and family with non-cancelable coverage guaranteed to age 65 now. Call me at 239-268-6712 or visit our website at healthplannetwork.net. That's 239-268-6712 or healthplannetwork.net. We can help.
Rock Solid wants you to be our customer. At Rock Solid Countertops and More, $9.99 gets it done. Through Labor Day, get a full set of kitchen countertops from $9.99 installed. Rock Solid guarantees to beat any competitor's prices, including installation. So come see Hugo and his team at 2240 JNC Boulevard in Naples or visit rocksolidnaples.com. Rock Solid, where $9.99 gets it done.
When was the last time you checked in on your insurance? Give CIG a chance to review your current coverage and find you better rates. Hi, this is Brian Chapman at Chapman Insurance Group. My team and I are dedicated to finding you the best suited coverage at the best rates. Give us an opportunity to quote your home, auto, business, or flood policy. I'm confident we can save you money for the same or better coverage. Qualified agents are standing by. Visit CIGFlorida.com or call an office near you today. Naples, Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Port Charlotte, and Punta Gorda. CIGFlorida.com.
The right place for local talk. Drew now. Trey for the drive at 5. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
You following the Jeopardy saga? They're trying to find hosts, right? Jeopardy. You like Jeopardy? Jake, do you like Jeopardy?
No, I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, he doesn't like Jeopardy. Listen, if it's not Wonders of Warcraft blowing up things Part 7, then it's really not a good day. But now they have two hosts. So they said, all right, they went through, I guess they've gone through a bunch of hosts. They're testing people out. They're trying to figure out who to get to take the place there of Trebek. And they came up with two people, Mike Richards and Mayim Bialik.
Never heard of him.
Okay, Mayim Bialik used to be on The Big Bang Theory, the TV show.
Not a fan.
Okay, not a fan. And Mike Richards, who is an executive producer. So the two of them they're gonna do it together. 16 hosts they've been rotating through on Jeopardy. 16 different people to get it right. And so now where they just said, all right, we're gonna go for two people. And I have no idea if they're any good. And I don't even know if and I could be completely off base, but I'll say it anyway. So, Mayim Bialik, who starred in Big Bang Theory, which is a TV show about a bunch of really smart people, right? Isn't that what the whole show was?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Isn't that what it was about?
Yeah, I'm just not a fan of that show
Okay.
at all.
All right, but it's still, that's what it was, about a bunch of geeky, kind of dorky, smart people? No?
Yeah.
Okay. Like, it's just, I don't know, maybe she's like that in real life. Maybe she's got a PhD in nuclear fusion or fission or whatever the case may be. I don't know. It's possible. It could very well be, but it always seems weird to me that sometimes people do that. They'll look at someone who's been in a movie for a long time and go, oh, hey, why don't we get that? They're super smart. Why don't we get them to host Jeopardy because they were on the Big Bang Theory, right? And
Yeah, they played a scientist once.
right, they played a scientist. So it's almost like, hey, why don't we get one of the people in the Big Bang Theory to come up with a vaccine for us for the vid? I mean, they've got to be smart, right? I mean, we're in a TV show. We can work on. Not saying they'd be better than Fauci, but
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
Searching everywhere for great prices on appliances? No, you're not, because you have better things to do. Besides, Good Deals has it for less, and they have plenty of items in stock despite shortages everywhere else. Remember, Good Deals guarantees the lowest price on everything they sell. Find a lower price anywhere, and Jay will beat it, guaranteed. Visit one of the showrooms in Fort Myers, Naples, and Cape Coral, or shop online at GoodDealsAppliances.com.
Good Deals Appliances. Have we got a deal for you?
got chronic joint pain, not having enough success with steroids, but trying to avoid surgery? Well, thankfully, there's a better way, and it's now available here from the medical professionals at QC Kinetics, now open in Naples. Hey, it's Drew Steele from Daybreak, talking about all new therapies, advanced all-natural regenerative treatments that can not only just give you relief, but also can restore and repair damaged tissue so you can have lasting relief. If you've got joint pain due to arthritis, knee pain, hip pain, shoulder pain, don't just think the old ways of dealing with pain are the only ways. You need to learn more about these new biologic therapy solutions. Call now for a free consultation. QC Kinetics at 239-893-PAIN. These remarkable treatments increase mobility, decrease pain, and help restore tissue. They actually encourage your body to heal itself. Call now and learn more about these restorative, regenerative, and revolutionary alternatives. Don't wait. Call today. QC Kinetics at 239-893-PAIN. That's 239-893-PAIN. 239-893-PAIN.
After a car accident, you can feel like you've lost control. I'm Glenn Levine from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. Our team can help you understand your legal options after an accident. We will file your claim and fight for the full compensation you deserve. If you've been involved in a car accident, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Offices Fort Myers and Naples.
With the market and unemployment rates bouncing up and down, many of us have found ourselves with some important decisions to make regarding our 401k plans. If you don't work there, should your money stay there? For those nearing retirement age, this decision could be critical to your retirement. Bob Grace has worked with many families with these types of decisions and understands your dilemma. Taxes are at historic lows right now. Bob can show you options for your 401k that could save you on taxes down the road. Call Bob and his team today and schedule your complimentary 401k review at 239-249-8888. Bob Grace is ready to assist you. Call today for your complimentary 401k retirement review, 239-249-8888. Again, that's 239-249-8888. The firm offers insurance services and cannot provide tax advice. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
Fox News, I'm Lillian Wu. One of the massive spending plans greenlighted by Democrats in the Senate this week has summoned the party questioning the price tag. As for voters,
the latest Fox News poll found most Americans support the president's spending plans. 62% back plans to spend $1 trillion on infrastructure. 56% support even more spending on things like paid leave, climate change proposals, health care subsidies, and more.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal.
At the same time, 86% are worried about inflation, with large majorities attributing rising prices to the pandemic, but also to government policy. The president's approval rating has dipped slightly to 53%.
There's a White House sit-down slated for today for some major companies. The vice president meeting with leaders at Microsoft, Airbnb, and other companies. And weekly jobless claims coming in at 375,000. America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Wink News, traffic.
Good morning. Tracking major delays on 75 southbound heading from Alico Road down past Corkscrew Road. There's a crash at mile marker 122 just south of the exit to Corkscrew on 75 southbound. That's only blocking a left-hand shoulder. Just seeing a lot of stop-and-go delays. Traffic onlookers slowing down out there right now. Also have a crash right off of 75 northbound at Daniels Parkway. Eastbound, we have a right-hand turn lane blocked off in the area just east of I-75. Also watching some slowdowns if you're heading in the area along Daniels Parkway, closer to Gateway out of Lehigh Acres. Westbound slowdowns out there. Looking good along the bridges if you're heading in and out of North Fort Myers, but the Midpoint Bridge eastbound, very slow moving out of the Cape into Fort Myers. May want to take the Cape Coral Bridge instead. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Teresa O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, happy Thursday, Southwest Florida. A dry start to the day. Temperatures will be heating up fast throughout this afternoon. We'll be back into the middle 90s with a high near 94 degrees. Thunderstorms arrive for the second half of the day, especially after 2 p.m. Look out for some periods of heavy rain and lots of lightning with these storms rolling on in from the east. Things wind down as we head into tonight. Temperatures falling into middle 70s. Kick off another dry start to your Friday with storms again for the afternoon. All eyes on Fred as we head into the upcoming weekend and its track right now looking like a rainmaker here in Southwest Florida. Also be prepared for some breezy conditions and you want to stay tuned to those updates. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
It's Big Al from Stevie Tomato's Sports Page. Do you feel American pride and want to shout, God bless America? As a son of immigrants who came through Ellis Island, I stand when the national anthem plays and get emotional thinking of those who have sacrificed for America's greatness. At Stevie's, we're filled with gratitude for our great customers and the country we live in. The firemen, police, emergency service, construction workers, and those who go about each day providing the foundation for our country. We love our customers and express our gratitude with our food, service, and value. Thankful for your dedication for what you do. And to all our great customers, show your love for this great country by going to any Stevie's. Stand at the bar and say loud and clear for all to hear, God bless America, and I'll buy you a 10-ounce beer. Restrictions apply in Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and Naples. God bless America.
Stevie Tomatoes, Sports Page. Come for the food. Stay for the sports.
What makes Genesis of Naples the #1 selling Genesis dealer in the nation? It's our incredible selection and professional sales staff. Hi, I'm Sheila Zellers, owner of Genesis of Naples. When I drive my beautiful new 2021 Genesis GV80 around town, the first thing everyone says to me is, what is that beautiful SUV? I tell them it's the all-new first ever SUV from Genesis. Then they usually ask, how much does it cost? I know it's hard to believe, but it starts at just $49,500 and a fully equipped Prestige for just over $70,000. It has an amazing interior and breathtaking design and your choice of turbo engines in rear and all-wheel drive, but that's not all. We have a huge selection of the all-new 2021 Genesis G80s and G90s. Come visit Genesis of Naples on Airport Road or genesisofnaples.com. I love my GV80 and you'll love it too.
All offers with approved credit on select models based on January 2021 retail sales. 72 months at $0 per month for 1,000 finance. No down payment required.
Dr. Svetlana Kogan here, a board-certified internal medicine concierge physician on 5th Avenue South in Naples. Many of you wonder what holistic practice is. Well, good health is like a puzzle. It depends on how you perceive yourself, your environment, what you eat, your relationships, and lifestyle. It takes time and skill for the doctor to put these pieces of the puzzle together for you and come up with solutions customized to your specific needs. Holistic doctors believe that less medication is better and use preventive approach to keep you out of harm's way. This is also a concierge practice. Every patient gets my email and cell phone for emergencies and can be seen the same day if necessary. You are seen by me personally, and we take all the time that you need. You can visit my website, customlongevity.com. That's customlongevity.com. to learn about how I, Dr. Svetlana Kogan, can help you feel healthy and balanced again.
Fox News listeners, Saturday morning is the perfect time to talk boats and water fun in Southwest Florida. This is Adam Botana again from Baywater Sousa Boat Club. Join us every Saturday morning from 7 to 8 for the Baywater Boat Club Hour. We talk boats, fishing, boating hotspots, water quality, on top of Jake the Millennial and I just having fun on the radio. And if you don't have a boat, Baywater Sousa Boat Club has got you covered. Just call me, Adam, at 239-495-0455.
After Drew, it's Glenn Beck, 9 till noon. You've come to the right place. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
239-479-5592, the talk and text line streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website, Steele has 3 E's. We appreciate you watching and subscribing to the podcast by going to drewsteele.com. The link is right there. And, of course, you can type Drew Steele into any of your favorite locations. Time for the top 5 audio clips of the day. Here's the 5 at 8:35.
Drew's Top 5 at 8:35 is brought to you by Moran Wealth Management. Isn't it time to review your portfolio options? Go to moranwm.com.
Drew's 5 at 8:35. Number 5.
I'm grateful for your leadership, Mr. President. I'm excited about the prospect of this and what it's going to mean for every American. Not some, not a few, but every one of us will benefit when we get this done. And I'm so glad to be with you today.
Well, thank you. I think we're making some real progress. But thank you, Jennifer, for what you've done and continue to do.
There's Joe Biden, who on this Build Back Better Zoom call with a bunch of people, including Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer, he said, "Hey, thanks, Jennifer." He's fine. It's a simple mistake. It's really the only one that he's ever done like that. Really. Just once.
Number 4.
Is there anything the U.S. producers can do to increase production, or the U.S. administration would consider doing to make more U.S. oil?
Well, that wasn't an ask we made. The point we've made in these communications is that we do have the supply. We're not making a supply question here, or we're not posing a supply question domestically. Obviously, OPEC has its own unique role on the global marketplace.
Yeah, on the heels of the president saying, "Hey, listen, we should just ask OPEC to dial up some more oil for us, to help bring gas prices down." Laughingly enough, that is a pretty funny thing, considering that there's a lot of things we could have done if you just would have let the Keystone XL pipeline go, and there's some other issues here domestically. But then when asked about, hey, what can we do domestically to ramp up oil, it's like, hey, we could go back to OPEC. That's the wrong answer.
Number 3.
And not just to think about, well, my freedom is being kind of disturbed here. No, screw your freedom. Because with freedom comes obligations and responsibilities.
There you go. So Arnold Schwarzenegger, who used to be, I guess, a Republican and used to be a governor of the state of California, saying when it comes to mask mandates, when it comes to your freedoms, well, he said it. I don't need to repeat it. So just to let you know that he was a governor. Did you know that he was a governor? He was also a bunch of other things in movies and stuff, but he was also a governor. And, forget about your freedoms.
Number 2.
Yes, the school district here has looked into these allegations and says it has taken action. Still, parent Kyla Posey says she can't believe a principal thought separating students according to race was a good idea.
It's not happening. It's not happening. That report out of Atlanta, don't you worry about it. There's a New York Post reports a black mother is blasting her daughter's Georgia elementary school for segregating African-American students to give them, quote, more opportunities amid a series of controversies tied to critical race theory. Nothing to see here. It's not happening. Listen, you can't be a world-class school district unless, of course, you teach critical race theory. But we're not teaching critical race theory. But we are separating kids by race. But we're not separating kids by race. And it's not critical race theory. So what is that?
Number 1.
Today, I'm pleased to share more good news with the American people. The latest report on consumer prices show that we've expanded some easing. The expected easing we thought was going to come has increased. That we've seen a good monthly report.
Do you want me to try to decipher what Joe Biden said yesterday about the consumer price index? Prices again rising at the fastest pace since 2008. That's a good monthly report right there.
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
I might ask Congressman Byron Donalds if that is a good monthly report, what the president said yesterday, among other things. And he's joining us right now on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Congressman, would you like to come in on the great monthly report about the prices rising once again?
Joe Biden has no idea what he's doing, and he's wrecking the economy. That's my comment. When prices are rising, people suffer, especially people on fixed incomes, especially people in low-income families. You can't tell me paying an additional dollar at the pump somehow is making our lives more equitable for the poor and working class in America, while he then is begging OPEC to go pump more when we already were energy independent. And this guy and his party are the ones who stopped the Keystone Pipeline, are stopping to do oil leases on federal lands. Also, they can act like they're green and they're saving the planet. Then they're going to go ask the OPEC nations to pump more when the OPEC nations are less efficient about their pumping than we are here in the United States. I mean, look, Drew, you know this doesn't make sense. I know this doesn't make sense. I want to talk to the Democrats in Southwest Florida. Do you honestly, can you sit there with a straight face and tell us that this makes sense and this is building back better and this is what we should be doing with the country? You can't possibly think that, because anybody who listens to Joe Biden for more than an hour realizes he has no idea what he's talking about and he has no idea what he's doing.
It's awful. No, and it's a great point. And, one that I brought up earlier, whether it's what's happening in schools across the state, whether it's what's going on with inflation and some of the national issues and the concerns that many people have about a lot of things that we're seeing that are deteriorating, as opposed to this, give me something good. Just give me one good thing from the Biden administration. Give me one positive, a nugget that we can attach ourselves to and say, this is good. You can't do it. But yet the state is going to have to make a decision very soon, 22 and 24, but 22 right around the corner. They're going to have to make a decision, even with the governor, on what's going to happen here in the state. And very important issues. And to your point, man, it's so spot on, which is, you see the same thing we do. Is this going to be your choice, even locally, some of the choices that are being made? I mean, how concerned are you, for example, with some of the mandates that are coming down? I mean, what do you think about, like, with these across the other states, these vaccine mandates, mask mandates, these mandating issues that everybody is dealing with? It's soon to be in a community near you. There's no doubt about it. What do you think?
I think it's the wrong way to go. Listen, we're at a point in this pandemic, more than 160 million people have been vaccinated. 160 million, virtually more than half the country is fully vaccinated at this point. The people who aren't vaccinated typically are in three groups. They're Black people, they're Hispanic people, and they're young people. And then there might be people who live in rural communities. Like, basically, those are the groups of people who aren't really vaccinated in the United States. So instead of just bludgeoning them with mandates from the federal government on high, what you should be doing is providing actual concrete information, talking about cases per 100,000, hospitalizations per 100,000, deaths per 100,000, talking about the people who are in this donut hole, if you will, of people who already had COVID-19 but chose not to get vaccinated. What does Delta variant actually look like for them? And then for the people who never had COVID and still didn't get vaccinated, talk about the real data per capita on what it actually means. But we're not doing that. All they're doing is running around saying, oh, cases are rising. And you get these anecdotal stories from the media talking about the three kids in Florida or in the United States or wherever they find these stories that were hospitalized and kids who are on ventilators. That's not helping people make decisions in their lives. Concrete information using actual data, informing people about what's going on with the actual data, that helps people make decisions in their lives. All these mandates, all it does is going to allow people and give people a reason to want to resist getting vaccinated, not actually helping them to go get vaccinated.
Yeah. CDC data, I mean, and it's not minimizing what I'm about to say, but it's data. 14,176 children aged 1 to 14 have died in the United States since January 5th, 2020. Of that, 165 have died from COVID. These are the numbers from the CDC. This is data that people need to look at to make decisions about mask mandates and the things that are happening specifically with vaccines and the like with their family, with consultations with their physician to figure out what's best for them. It's pretty straightforward. I might ask a quick question before we move on to something else. I'm just wondering, because you may not have heard this, and if you don't know, it's fine, or maybe nobody's talking about it. But I just wonder how many people in D.C. talk about therapeutics. Does it ever come up? I mean, I'm not talking about the words that can't be talked about, the specific ones, but that have been discussed in the past. But they don't, do they? You never hear about them.
No, therapeutics never come up. The fact that, people are, even though people are being hospitalized with Delta, what appears to be apparently is that the death rate is actually lower, even though the Delta variant is far more transmissible. But none of that stuff comes up. None of the additional information that we have. And it's sad. And the fact that they basically try to put the wallop on vaccinated people, of course, even though if you're in Democrat leadership or if you're in the Democrat court, the ceremonial court of the Democrat land, where you don't really have to wear masks except when you have to go stand at a podium. Did you see that video of the guy who didn't have a mask on behind the curtain, puts his mask on, walks out to the podium and takes the mask off? It's this kind of idiocy that people see on a daily basis, right? And they're not playing these games anymore. Right. But I wish they would talk about therapeutics, which we have. And then also I should talk about, how that vaccines actually did work. And also remind the American people that it was Joe Biden who talked down vaccines to the black community. It wasn't Donald Trump. It was Joe Biden that did that. So we can thank him for hesitancy in a lot of these areas in the country.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was who was it? It was Fauci just the other day. He did the same thing. Camera on, mask up. Camera off, mask down. It's like, and everybody sees it. These are the things that, again, they don't get reported, but it's the hypocrisy. That's what it is with a lot of the issues. It's just the hypocrisy, the sophisticated vaccinated and all those comments that people make. And that becomes frustrating. Well, let's move on from that, because I do want to ask you about this here locally. This is an important issue. We've been talking about it here. Obviously, the Laco issue. I know you had a chance to sit with the Army Corps and meet with some folks at a round table the other day. And, what did we come away with regard to their decision and what we might see moving forward, and maybe your concerns and maybe some hope for some things that won't be as bad as some of the things that we're hearing about with regard to extra releases to the West Coast?
Well, let's start here. First thing I want to make sure everybody understands is that this process with the new release schedule from Lake Okeechobee is not over. Contrary to what some people have been saying, the Army Corps is actually in the midway point of what the new release schedule is going to be. They still have a whole nother year and a half of work that's going to be done on this release schedule. The model that has come out from the Army Corps is something where when they look at it from a purely scientific basis, that's the one that brings the most balance, in their words, to the entire Lake Okeechobee system, which considers obviously the Caloosahatchee, the St. Lucie River, water needed in the actual Everglades itself, water moving south, the actual health of the lake, and so on and so forth. Where we are right now is making sure that we mitigate the excessive discharges that they're modeling during stressful times on the Caloosahatchee. That's where my office and a lot of local officials have been in constant conversation with the Army Corps of Engineers, trying to make sure they understand that the Caloosahatchee in Southwest Florida just can't take on these excessive discharges in stressful times. The last thing I want people to understand is that we are going to get water from Lake Okeechobee. The Caloosahatchee needs water from Lake Okeechobee. Actually, most of the year it needs water from the lake. So when people talk about why is the East Coast not getting any water, but the West Coast is getting water, that's not 100% accurate, because the St. Lucie River simply doesn't need not nearly the amount of water that the Caloosahatchee does. That's the way the system works. What we're trying to mitigate right now are the excessive discharges at peak stressful times. We're working with the Army Corps to try to limit that as much as we can. Last note I'll make on this, Drew, is that the Army Corps has actually done a much better job of managing the lake and our estuaries the last couple of years versus what happened in 2018 when we had algae blooms and fish kills all up and down our coast. They've done a significantly better job since then. And what they're trying to do is not just be tied to a model, but the model's kind of an operating baseline, but then they actually strategically manage the lake and water discharges on a daily basis to make sure that our coast is fine, make sure the East Coast is fine, and make sure every constituency group gets the water that it needs. That's where we are right now. We are working hard at this. It is not over. I stress it is not over. And so it's important that people understand that point first and foremost. And number two, there's a ton of projects that are coming online over the next couple of years that are actually going to help us keep our water clean and make sure our water is clean for the future.
Cool. All right, I know you're keeping an eye on it, and so we'll continue to watch. And if I have any questions, I'm sure we'll bring it up in the future. But I appreciate a few minutes always. Congressman Byron Donalds joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. All right, my friend, I'll see you soon.
See you, Drew.
Okay. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. Streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's. And there you go. You can go there to watch and subscribe to the podcast. All right, let's take a break and see what's going on with not only traffic, but what's going on with the remainder of the forecast for today. As we're keeping an eye on the tropics, right? See what's going on there and how the day is progressing along with Week News meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Well, we're off to a quiet and warm start to kick off the day. Temperatures will be warming up quickly under a partly cloudy sky with highs back into the middle 90s for this afternoon. Thunderstorms arrive yet again for the second half of the day, especially after 2 p.m. with things winding down as we head into this evening. Temperatures cooling down to the middle 70s to kick off your Friday. All eyes on Fred as we head into the upcoming weekend that'll be bringing us the potential to see some wet and breezy weather for both Saturday and Sunday. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Keeping it right here. We're 92.5 Fox News. And we've been right all along.
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
It's back to school time, so here's a lesson in saving a lot of money. The Back to School Swap is at Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral. Thursday through Sunday only. Swap out your old car for a nicer, newer one and get more for your trade. 130% book value. Want to know how much your car's worth? Click SutherlandBuysIt.com right now. You'll get a top dollar offer for your old vehicle, whether you buy from us or not. We'll buy your car. Click SutherlandBuysIt.com. Trade-in values are so high right now that you can drive a nicer, newer vehicle and pay less each month. Or just swap out your vehicle for cold, hard cash. Don't be late to save. The back-to-school swap ends this Sunday. Get 130% book value only at Florida's #1 Nissan dealer. Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral, your used car megastore. And remember, if you don't shop Sutherland, you'll pay too much. See dealer for details.
Plantar fasciitis feels like pointed, sharp pain, very intense. It can make your eyes water. It makes you walk funny because you're trying to get pressure off your heel. I had instability. I was so frustrated. I didn't know what to do. And I was driving past the Good Feet store. I mean, why not? Give it a try.
For over 20 years, we've been helping people like Teresa actually live the life they love without their feet getting in the way.
They wanted to make sure they fitted me with the right thing. And so they brought out several different arch supports and gave me the opportunity to try them in shoes and walk around with them until they found the perfect ones for my feet. I had no idea that they would be that patient, and I had no idea they would be that kind. And you just knew, like, your feet just, when they got on the right ones, they were like, oh yeah. And it really did make a big difference. It made my foot not hurt. I'm Teresa, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Call 552-FEET or visit us in Naples or our newest store in Fort Myers.
After Drew, it's Glenn Beck 9 till noon. You've come to the right place. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
239-479-5592, the talk and text line streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website. You can watch there. Looking forward to tomorrow. I feel like tomorrow's Friday, right? I'm just trying to figure out my days. It can't come quick enough, and I'm just ready for. I'm ready for tomorrow. Mike Opelka will join us. I'm not sure. There's a couple of guests I think we're going to have. I don't want to say who they are right now because if I do and then something happens, I just want to make sure that because I haven't had them confirm yet, so I just want to make sure. But just looking forward to a good conversation tomorrow. Also looking for what might be the next morning cup of Joe, as we've been getting a lot of Joe Biden lately on that. But yeah, do I play that again? Okay. I mean, yeah, I'll do it. Here you go. I'll leave you with a little morning cup of Joe. Here it is.
Sit back with your morning cup of Joe.
Not a joke.
I'm grateful for your leadership, Mr. President. I'm excited about the prospect of this and what it's going to mean for every American. Not some, not a few, but every one of us will benefit when we get this done. And I'm so glad to be with you today.
Well, thank you. I think we're making some real progress, but thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you, Jennifer. Who knew it's Governor Gretchen Whitmer. Thanks, Jennifer. See you later, Sal.
This is Daybreak